Testing, testing. All right. Oh, do I have my drawing tool ready? This is very important. Here we go. It's all set. All right. Welcome, everyone, to another Old Games on a Weekday stream. I'm Mark W., as always. And here we are, ready to continue the Nethack run, already in progress. Now, this is for those who haven't been following the channel closely. I've been doing this run in Nethack. If you don't know what Nethack is, I'll just say one sentence about it. It's one of the traditional roguelike games of pretty vast in complexity and also in awesomeness. And it's very difficult to do well in this game. It's a very dangerous game. And I have a promising run going on here. I've been trying to do like week after week a run in this game, but I had that little detour about the Commodore 64, because I did my Commodore Christmas, and then I got my new toy, the Commodore 64 Ultimate, which is amazing, by the way. And then I did another one because that was like such a hit stream. So was the second one. The second one had my most watch time and viewership of all streams I've ever done. And I first started streaming in March of 2020. So that was pretty big. But I'm not here to just chase the numbers. So I want to continue this Nethack stream and not leave it hanging. I might alternate between doing this and something else, which may initially at first be a lot of Commodore 64 Ultimate. I do love that machine. It's really fun to play with. But anyway, let's resume here in Nethack for tonight. It's time to remember what the heck I was doing. I was reviewing my notes a little bit. Basically, I spent the entire last stream polypiling, which is the act of dropping piles of junk on the ground and zapping a wand of polymorph at the piles of junk with the hopes of randomly shuffling it up into good stuff. And all I remember getting out of that was especially good was a ring of free action, which is really good to have. That's in everyone's Ascension kit, meaning the list of things you need to win the game. And I got a t-shirt, which sounds silly, but it's a thing it's basically another piece of armor you can stack enchantments onto, even if in and of itself, by default, it pretty much does nothing. I might have gotten some other decent stuff as well, but those were the things that stood out to me that I can remember, at least. So here I am. I'm in the castle. That's what it's called, the castle. It's pretty much cleared out by now. And I did all that polypiling. Anyone who wants to fight me has already tried to do so and has perished by my hand. My character, by the way, is a wizard class. He is Ooga the Sorcerer. Sorcerer just means what level you are. Each level you get a different title, sort of. I am I'm at level 18. The maximum is, what the heck is the maximum? Is it 30 in this game? I believe it's 30. I'm at the point, though, that it's very difficult to level up by accumulating experience, which is this number here, because the amount of experience you need per level doubles. So essentially, right now, I don't know what I need, but it needs something like, roughly speaking, maybe like 2 million. I could look it up. So essentially, you tend to get levels by two primary means at this point. One is eating wraith corpses. Wraith corpses will level you up automatically. And two is drinking potions of gain level. So that's how you advance at this point mostly. I'm sure there's some more advanced players who have found other neat tricks, or I don't know, maybe some people even accumulate the experience the old-fashioned way. I don't know how. It's just so hard to accumulate it at this point. Anyway, so this is the castle. Again, it's been mostly cleared out. Immediately below this level is what's called the Valley of the Dead, which is what I advertised in the stream thumbnail, basically. That's where the Gehennom levels start. Gehennom is like the beginning. Well, it's like the end set of levels for the game, pretty much. Using the word end loosely. There's a lot of them. I don't recall how many offhand, but I think it's something like 25 levels. And I am currently on, by the way, dungeon level 29. So that means level 30 through something else, maybe 50 or 55 or something, is all Gehennom. And it's going to start with Valley of the Dead. That has, like you would think, a bunch, like you would expect, a bunch of undead beasties. The trick of that, at least they want to try making a trick out of it. I've never done this before, is for the wraiths on this level. Remember I said you can get a level by eating them. the thing is, the wraiths that appear on the level below me, which again is the Valley of the Dead, there's like a special classification of that level. It's called a graveyard level. And for graveyard levels, any monster you fight only leaves a corpse 1/9 of the time. So whatever that amounts to in a percentage, like 11% of the time. So there's a trick you can do where you try to lead them back up the stairs, and then you kill them, and they're more likely to leave a corpse. However, when looking up information on this very subject earlier, I learned that this very level that I'm on, the castle, is also designated as a graveyard for some reason. So to pull off the trick, I have to lead the wraiths up 2 levels, and it might be difficult to do. I'm not sure if they would follow me across the moat here. I'm not sure at all how I'd make that happen. I think I have to get rid of the water one way or another, which is totally doable. So that's going to be my plan, is to go in the Valley of the Dead and lead some wraiths up. I think you can boil away the water with like Wand of Fire or something like that, or else freeze it with a Wand of Cold. So I might try that. But actually, you know, I'm going to take another step before all this. Unfortunately, before the excitement begins, I am going to go back upstairs a little bit. It's not very precise what I just said, so let me explain a little more. Kind of reviewing my inventory. It's been a while. It's been about a month since playing this game. Oh, I have a spellbook of a Create Monster for what that's worth. That should go in the bag of holding. One thing I want to do is take my money and gems, my gold pieces, and my huge pile of gems, and stash them in another bag of holding just above this level. The idea is, once I acquire the Amulet of Yendor, which is one of the, it's pretty much the main goal, acquire the Amulet of Yendor, go up all the stairs, go up through the elemental planes, go up through the astral plane. This is all above the dungeon, above level 1. And then you sacrifice the altar, the amulet on your alignment's altar. So I am chaotic. I have to find the chaotic altar. But what I'm going to do is, so I'm not burdened by this stuff in the meantime, I'm going to dump this money and gems in a nice handy bag of holding to pick up on the way up. And the only reason I want to do that is to increase my score. I may actually have a change of heart by the time that happens, because when you're going back up, escaping back up through the dungeon, the Wizard of Yendor is following you and causing you grief, casting all kinds of nasty spells at you. Every time you kill him, he comes back after a little while too. So I may decide, forget about it. I'm just going to leave the money and gems, but I want to just not have to worry about the weight of all that for now. And the fact that it'll be in a bag of holding would mean it'll weigh a lot less when I do pick it up later. So I have to acquire another bag of holding as well, which I believe, if I remember correctly, I found like 2 or 3 of them and just left them around. And I think I wrote notes using the overview command, using the annotate command, but I can look up the notes using the overview command, and I'll see where those are. So I'm going to go up for a bit, pick those up. I'm going to try to freeze the moat. I'm going to verify all my plans in the wiki like I usually do, but I think I can freeze it and make some ice, or perhaps use a Wand of Fire, which I also have. I do have this Wand of Wishing, which should not be forgotten by any means. That, although it only says 1 charge, that actually has 5 charges buried in it, because how it works is you can use it once, then it's out of charges. If you use a Blessed Scroll of Charging, which I happen to have, it'll give it 3 more charges. So for a total of 4, I get 4 wishes. And then how every wand works is when it's totally out of charges, you can keep zapping and zapping and zapping. And there's about a 1% chance you manage to squeeze that little extra bit of magic out of the wand like a toothpaste container, and you get 1 more out of it before the whole thing disintegrates. So that's definitely, it's usually not worth doing that for most wands, but it's definitely worth it for the Wand of Wishing. So that's why it basically has actually 5 wishes in it. And yes, I compared a magic wand to a wand of toothpaste. So yeah, the idea is I want to dump all that gold as well as all these stones. I have so many gems, and I think it would be good to dump those. There is actually a town later on called Orcus Town. I'm not sure if it always appears, but that's somewhere in Gehennom. And I might want to have money for that. So who knows? I might make a trip back up just for that. But I don't know. I think I'm inclined to just dump the money, though, for now. I might acquire more money on the way. I'm not going to look that up right now. Anyway, so the plan for now is, yeah, find one of those bags of holding that are above me. Go back up. I also want to not neglect this. I have, if I recall correctly, it's safe for me to pray right now. And I want to bless more potions, assuming I have a bunch of junk. You know, turn them into holy water the way I've been doing, as well as hopefully get crowned. And crowned would grant me the spell book. Long story short, it would grant me the spell book of Finger of Death, which I really want to have as a wizard. It looks like I don't really have a huge pile of crap here. I thought I had a huge pile of crap. I mean, I guess I could turn... Well, this one's already water. These two are already water, so I can get at least 3 off the bat. Turn those into holy water. Monster detection is, it's kind of meh. I could turn that into water. Maybe oil I don't care about. I'll have to think about that. Probably don't care about that. So I have to remind myself about levitation. I think with alchemy, that can get you gain levels. So I think that's why I'm saving those. But I think I should be able to get at least 5 potions of holy water. And I also, again, just want to pray. Because I want to get crowned. And the way that works... Again, I'm going to look at the wiki quick. When you pray, you can get crowned if you have like really good alignment or something like that. I have to remind myself. Yeah, it rolls out. You get a favor if you are awesome. I think that has to do with your alignment. But this is the chart you get to roll on. That depends on your luck. Yeah, if you pray while in good standing, you can get a prayer boon, also known as a favor. And then the game chooses a random number between 0 and... Right, so it's between 0 and your luck plus 6 divided by 2, rounded down, which sounds complicated, but I think my luck is roughly something like, well, it's at least 10, right? Is 10 the maximum? I can't remember. But anyway, there's a good chance I can get crowned. And the main thing I want from that is to get the spell book that's provided when you're crowned, which for a wizard, well, for a wizard you get spell book of Finger of Death. Also, I could just get a random spell book if I get this particular outcome. And from there, I'm going to keep track of my last prayer turn and timeout, so that I can remind myself when I can safely pray again. Because I want to keep doing. Now, here's the thing I neglected to say is once you're in Gehennom, no more prayer is allowed. So if I want to go into Gehennom, I have to think, if I do it without a Finger of Death spell, do I want to just use a wish on that? Do I want to write it with a magic marker? Or do I want to just, maybe when the prayer timeout hits, I go back up and pray again? So I'm going to start by just trying to go up to an altar and get the magic, get the holy water and do a prayer there. But let's start moving around and doing stuff. So here's all the piles of crap I left around. I mean, what am I going to do with all this? Well, the thing is, I'm not going to do anything with it. Trapper meat. Why do I have trapper meat? Tin opener. Do I have a tin? See, there's so many things that are like tempting to grab because they could be useful one day, but then they're usually not. So here's let's review briefly my bag of holding contents again. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of magic daggers, the money, the magical breathing amulet, jumping boots, which can be good to switch to later. Cloak of magic resistance that I don't really need, but I'm being a dork about hoarding. Mummy wrapping sounds ridiculous, but sometimes it's good to uninvisible yourself. I am permanently invisible. So if I want to go into a store, the shopkeeper is going to say, invisible people are not allowed. So I can put on the mummy wrapping, and apparently he's okay with an invisible dude wrapped in mummy wrapping. I got tons of food. I'm mostly trying to use K rations as my main source of food. Lembas wafers are good too. Royal jelly is good too. I got all this blank paper and stuff I can write scrolls on. Not a huge amount of that anymore, actually. That's right. I dropped most of them to try to transform them into cool stuff. A couple of taming scrolls are good. I think I have charting. Did I see that in the last page? Let me check that again. Ryan said, by the way, a wand of digging is just a shovel. It's a shovel that uses up charges, but it's very efficient. What do I want to look up? Spellbook of, sorry, scroll of charge. Yeah, I got 2 blessed scrolls of charge. That's nice. Ryan said, are you zapping them with a finger of death, or do you poke them with your finger in the die? You're casting a spell that it works exactly like the wand of death, basically. If you might recall, in one of my previous games, I had a run-in with an ogre king that was zapping one at me, and it killed me once, but I had an amulet of life saving, so it saved me. But that was like a very intense moment where I was planning every turn carefully. You may also remember when Rob Bob was playing recently, a few months ago, he got killed by some random thing with a finger, wand of death. So it's basically that spell, but you're more or less using it infinitely, as long as your power over here can provide. But it's pretty costly to cast. I think it costs like 30 or 40 or something like that. But still, that's really powerful. Instant death, you can instant death a lot of things, but some creatures, especially a lot of the nasty demon types, have death resistance. So there's that. Do I want to get these? Yeah, I feel like I didn't really pick up everything that might be worth picking up here. But unfortunately, the whole burden thing is always an issue. But yeah, I think these scrolls, I mean, I think part of me was thinking I could resume the poly piling. I don't think I have it in me. It's just so tedious. I mean, it's fun once the outcome happens and you see cool stuff happen, but it's a lot of work. I'm tempted to give it one more zap as long as I'm here and I have these piles, though, because the amulets and scrolls could turn to something that's cool. The amulet could turn into an amulet of life saving, which is fantastic. So I'll give it another zap or two, but I'm not going to like shuffle, like go nuts shuffling equipment around and whatnot. You know what I mean? I'm just going to give it another go or two, I guess. But here's a creature that's running away from me. Okay. Let me just verify nothing else I want to snatch up. It's an amulet of strangulation. Obviously, that's garbage. But if that transforms into an amulet of life saving, that's an extra life. It's obviously that's great to have. Some of these scrolls could turn to something good. Most of this armor and stuff I don't really have any use for anymore, I don't think. And the food and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, I have so many wands of polymorph, I think. I still have 3. Sorry, so many charges. I have 3 charges on this wand. I might have another wand or 2 as well. I have a cursed one, and basically I have, I think, 13 more charges altogether. This is the worst circle ever. So I have 10 here. I don't think the cursed adjective, if you will, matters much for wands. But I'll just verify to be sure. In other words, I might as well just use some more of these charges. I don't have anything else to do with them, really. And also dropping some wands after I use them up could be handy. So let's zap the next wand of polymorph to my right. Capital X to the right. Ta-da! You feel shuddering vibration. That's okay. Got a ring of protection from shape changers. Okay. Don't really want that. Scroll of fire. Don't really want that. Teleport. That's good, but not really looking for that. Amulet of restful sleep. That just puts you to sleep. That's kind of sucky. Scare monster. Magic mapping. That can be nice. So can scare monster once in a while. I think I'll grab those 2. Let's identify. Let's pick up more stuff and then do identifications. Identify, tame. Oh, taming's always good. Identify is kind of useless for me at this point because I have the spell of identify. I feel like I'm not really using taming, though. I mean, when would I use it? I don't know. And I have 2 of them already. It's definitely good. Basically, you use it and the monster becomes your pet. Some things are resistant to it. I should take it and just actually start using these things. Let's put it that way. It's definitely a good scroll to have. All right, here's a bunch of garbage that I'm not going to do anything with. All right, I'll just keep zapping. I guess I might as well exhaust my charges, except maybe I'll keep a few charges on one of the wands, so I can burn through 2 of them and then just drop them, so I don't have to worry about the weight anymore. All right, so I zapped again. We got remove curves, meh, teleport, meh. A square amulet. That is intriguing. It means an unknown amulet, which at this point it might only be life saving. So let's try spending casting identify to see what that is. Oh, versus poison. Okay, well, it's not a bad one. It's a good one. But I already have poison immunity. So not too exciting for me. All right, I was getting excited there. That's too bad. I was like, wait, what else could it be? It's got to be it. No, it was not the one I wanted. Stinking Cloud confused. I want to take another magic mapping. It's probably a good idea. How many do I have? I have 3 scrolls of magic mapping. All right. I guess I'll take another. Put in the scroll of magic mapping. Well, I want to identify these first. Is there any scroll I actually have that I might want to dump? Pair of water walking boots. Do I have those already? I think I'm not caring because I have levitation. But yeah, I'm gonna not care about that. First I said I wasn't gonna polypile, but here I am. I mean, I think where I left it last time was I was thinking about going back up and getting a whole bunch of scrolls and things I could add to the piles and come back. I guess I'm going back up anyway, but for now I'm just gonna zap the junk that's here. Maybe I'll revisit if I find more junk. All right, what do we got here? Scroll of enchant armor. Yeah, definitely good. Oh, I think the amulet bit it. When you feel shuddering vibration, sometimes certain objects bite the big one. So I think that they can't handle all of this enchantment basically repeatedly. So the amulet disintegrated. Unfortunately, another genocide and enchant armor. Fantastic. Excuse me if I make childish squeaks of excitement. Ooh. But that's great. Those are 2 good ones. Obviously, I'm not enchanted enough yet, my armor that is. So I'm very happy to get those. And genocide is super useful. I actually have one that I've been holding on to for a while, a scroll of genocide that is. I might another Hawaiian shirt. Is that what I have? Yeah. What I might do with the scrolls of genocide is if you make it cursed, it actually summons the monster you try to wipe out. It's supposed to be like, haha, gotcha. But you can use that to your advantage. So I could actually try to wipe out wraiths with it. Try to wipe out and get a whole bunch of wraiths around me. Kill them about half the time each one. Gives a level. You got to be careful when there's that many surrounding you, though. So I might need like an escape route, like just teleport away when they surround me. And then I can try to fight them one by one or something like that. And Ryan says, how do you picture slime enemies in this game? Like semi-see-through like Jello or a solid color you can't see into? That's an interesting question. I don't usually think of them as transparent, although maybe the exception is the gelatinous cube. And the reason why I say that is because of the old like D&D pictures of it, where basically the gelatinous cube is a huge slime that takes up a whole like corridor, and so because it's filling the whole corridor, it's cube shaped, and it just kind of sweeps up everything in its path and eats everything. And they usually draw. Here's like a quick Google image search of what that looks like. It's pretty much always drawn with like all the objects and sometimes bones and stuff embedded in it. So I guess they had to make it look transparent for that coolness factor. It has like a fear factor to it. All the stuff is swept up in the corridors. But otherwise, I usually imagine them as opaque, I suppose. I appreciate the fun question, Ryan. First time I heard of a gelatinous cube was in Ultima 1. And everything in the dungeons was drawn just with like almost like vector graphics, but not really, just like line art. So I couldn't really tell what I was supposed to be looking at. I was like, what is this thing? Anyway, so I picked up some good scrolls there. I didn't get the amulet I wanted. In fact, it disintegrated. But that's all right. I'm happy to get some more magic mapping, scare monster taming, 2 enchant armors, and a scroll of genocide. That's awesome. Let's identify this stuff. Cast identify. Let's hit all of them. Cool, I got many identifies at once. Blessed magic mapping, uncursed scare monster, uncursed taming, cursed magic mapping. Not sure what that does exactly. I mean, it can always get uncursed. Let's do another identify for the enchant armors and genocide. Uncursed enchant armor. Blessed enchant armor. And blessed genocide. Wow. I'd hate to curse that one. Maybe I'll intentionally curse my uncursed genocide to try the wraith trick, perhaps. For now, though, shoot, I might as well just use the enchant armor ones. I have to do all the math and hash it out, though, unfortunately. And not unfortunately, just I want to make sure I get it right. Okay, so I'm gonna leave out the enchant armors and figure out what I'm doing here. I have to remind myself what I have. Yeah, basically, how does it work? Right, you bring a piece of armor to +3. And from there, you can do one more bless safely. What I mean by safely is once you pile on too many pluses on an armor, a subsequent enchant will make it. It'll risk disintegrating it. So, what I want to do is see all this armor I have has a lot of ways to go. So, you know, you can play it. Well, the blessed one will randomly give it +1 or +2. So once you're at +3, you do the bless and you hope for a +2, which I guess I got for both these guys. Did I luck out there? I might have the plus off my one. I should verify, but I don't think I do. In other words, you might be able to go to just +4 and then do one more. I think that's wrong. Oh, hey there. Oh, hey there. That was totally unintentional, actually. I wasn't making a joke. Oh, hey there. It was good chatting with you on the last Commodore Ultimate stream. So good to have you back. And I'm not giving up on the Commodore Ultimate by any means. In fact, I had some of the busiest streams and most fun streams ever doing those. But I also want to continue this Nethack run I have already in progress. So yeah, I can't do everything, but I wish I could. So let's pull up the Nethack wiki. I got to remind myself about enchanting armor. I think it's basically I want to go up to +3. There's an exception for Elvish, not Elvis Presley. Yeah, once it's at least +4, it may evaporate when enchanted further. With if you really want to get into the math, a 1/x chance of surviving where X represents the current enchantment. So in other words, yeah, that's pretty bad odds, actually. I mean, if you enchant anything that's +4, there's only a 1 in 4 chance that it survives the enchantment, which means obviously a 3/4 chance of it disintegrating. If you manage to somehow get like a +7 piece of armor, you enchant it again, and there's only a 1 in 7 chance of it surviving. Theoretically, I think it can go pretty much infinite, or whatever the maximum the game supports. But basically, once you hit +4, you want to be done. So you go with +3, then use a blessed enchant and hope that it does a +2, because it's like a coin flip. Sometimes it gives a +1, sometimes a +2. Then you have to stop at that point. All right. All right. So now that I've reiterated that rule for like the 8th time so far, not this stream, but altogether. How do I want to do this? Do I want to save the enchant for later or just roll? Probably should just start piling them on. I have so much to pile on here. I mean, actually, the small shield's a perfect candidate, because if you look, I can do the uncursed to get it to +3, and that's the perfect time to use a blessed and hope it gets to +5. So I feel like I might as well do that, and then later I can put the pluses on other stuff. All right, so let's do it. The only thing is I have to take off all my armor but that. If I wanted to really get into it, I think there's a certain logic to which thing gets enchanted. It's like first it does the outer cloak. If you take that off, it does the body armor. I don't know. I usually just take off everything but the one thing I want to enchant. It does make me a little vulnerable in the moment, but really there's nobody threatening around. Let me just kill that X guy. He keeps running away though. Yeah, that's a number 2 that's running with the X. So what I could do is I could close the door and lock it just to be safe. It's coming back? Okay, coming back. Here you go, X guy. It's a Zan, that's right. He's very afraid of me, this Zan. Oh, a new potion. That can be used for turning into holy water. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could also do like, Elbereth and whatnot. I think I'm fine without it, though. I'll just lock the door with my key. That's probably good enough. All right, and really, I don't think anybody's threatening. It's good to take some precautions. Okay, so I'm gonna lock the door. You succeed in doing that. Take off a bunch of stuff. Take off your do. Feels yourself slow down a bit from taking off the boots of speed, take off the plain old leather gloves. I think one of my wishes was going to be gloves of dexterity, by the way. Take off the helm of brilliance. Don't want to destroy that. Take off. Oh, this is so painful to take off. The blessed +5 silver dragon scale mail. And I also have on the Hawaiian shirt, which we're going to take off. Everything is off but the small shield. Confirmed. We're going to read in this order. Uncursed enchant armor, and then, which is W, and blessed enchant armor, which is Y. Here we go. Small shield glows silver for a moment. All right, let's read Y. Oh, so it only gave me a +1. That's why I said, oh. It said for a moment instead of for a while, which is still fine. I mean, that's good. But, I was hoping for the extra plus, so I'd have +5 in that. But nevertheless, it's good. It's a good upgrade. Now I'm going to put on everything again. Put on the helm. If you look at my armor class on the right, you can see it keeps going lower, which lower is better as I put on each piece of armor. All right, -28 is not bad. I think, by the end game, you want, like, I don't know if there's a hard number, but at least -30 or so, I would think, which I'm pretty much already there. But I'll keep piling on the enchantments as I find enchant armor scrolls. I just don't think I'm going to write them anymore. It's better to use my magic marker ink for better purposes, in my opinion. All right. So I am burdened right now, as you can see, which is one of the reasons why I want to dump the gold and stuff in a bag upstairs. I also can dump this wand of polymorph that I've just exhausted. Wands are not worth polymorphing, as I recall. All right, I mean, there's not too much left anymore. I'm kind of not super inclined to do too much more of this because I don't have that amulet anymore. It disintegrated from the repeated polymorph attempts. So pretty much the only thing here is like this. That's exciting. That's interesting to me. Let's say is that single scroll. I guess. Pair of fumble boots. I don't know if that's worth it. I might just pick up the scroll of teleport and be on my way. Yeah, I mean there might be other polypiling, that is, opportunities later. But I think it's time to move on for now. And yeah, so like I said, I'm going to head back upstairs. I'm going to try to do what I said. I'm going to try to remove this moat here because I want to get the Wraith to follow me up and lure him up to where I can maximize my chances of eating him. It's such a bizarre game, but yeah. Ryan said dressing maneuver. Yeah, that's what it says every time you put on armor. You finish your dressing maneuver. That's what I'm going to call it when I get dressed from now, says Ryan. That's funny. So yeah, it's not good to be running around burdened, but I'm going to temporarily allow myself that. Want to check overview. Where do I have bags of holding? Sometimes I forget to update these notes on the levels, which is bad, of course, especially when I come back to the game weeks later. Bag of holding and shot. I got to go all the way to Gnomish Mine. I think there's at least one or two others, but I didn't take note of them, unfortunately. Well, I mean, I want to go to a temple anyway, and so the Gnomish Mines do have that, so maybe it's worth just going there regardless. Let me just review again. Did I miss a bag of holding that I took note of? I felt like I found like at least 2 or 3. I mean, obviously I haven't. Oh, here we go. This is my shorthand. Uncursed bag of holding and cursed bag of holding right here. Now I'd have to bless it, ideally. But I can just go back up to level 16, it looks like, to grab. Probably just going to grab the uncursed one and maybe bless it later. I don't know. Yeah, I'll just go with that. But where do I want to hit up for a temple? We got a temple to Anhur here as well. Is Anhur my god? I don't remember. I think it is. I think it's the wizard chaotic god. 99% sure that's it. For oh hey there's benefit. I would like to take my time in reading up all the info in the wiki, which if you were a purist you could say is cheating, but this game is so detailed and complex you pretty much need to do this. All right, yeah, chaotic is Anhur. All right, yeah, I'm gonna do my dressing maneuver in the morning. I'm gonna like say, you know, to my wife, I'm gonna do my dressing maneuver now instead of gonna go get dressed. It should be like, what? Sorry, it's a Nethackism. It should be like, I think you play that game too much, bro. She doesn't call me bro, actually, by the way. All right, so yeah, we're gonna go up to. Sorry, where did we say we're going up to? Level 16 for the bags of holding. Guess we'll just get the one, and then up to 12 for the temple. All right, we might as well head over there. But I will take a quick stop to get rid of that water one way or another. I have to look up the best way to do it. I think I can boil it with a wand of fire. Let's not go into these trapdoors yet. Let's put on a levitation ring. Boom. I'm not encumbered anymore because of my levitation, which is fun. Who's this guy here? I don't remember him. The gray elf curses orcs. That's their entire life, these elves. They go around cursing orcs. Ah, freaking orcs. I hate them. I hope they all die. And there's a dingo across the moat. Why is there a dingo? I am levitating. That is confirmed. Look at the lev at the right. This is just my, like, checking. Because the consequences can be pretty bad if you just step into water like an idiot. Actually, I was just reading a Reddit thread where they said, in the next version of Nethack that's coming out one of these days, if you you get a prompt basically if you're about to step into water, because it's completely stupid that your character would be like, "Oops, I just accidentally stepped into a lake, so I'm blind at the moment." Let's apply the unicorn horn to cure that. All right, so what do we do about this water? I know you can freeze it, but I'm concerned that there's something that can undo the frozenness of the frozen state of the water. So maybe I want to just boil it. Water is that clear liquid you probably know from real life. Thank you, Wiki. This is a moat. Do. Yeah, water can be found at Fort Ludios, the castle, which is where I am. The Wizard of Yendor's room, Dweeblex's swamp, and Medusa's level. I annihilated all the sea monsters with the Scroll of Genocide, so I don't have to worry about them. All right, you can boil it away. Look at that. It can be evaporated with a wand of fire, fire horn, potion of oil. Oh, I guess you can make it flaming. Or the fireball spell. Oh, yeah, I got that. I can just zap that. Or you can, there's always a fancy option involving polymorphing. Or you can turn into a red dragon and use your, or, you know, breath weapon. Okay, so I think that seems like the no-brainer is I can just, fireball it. I have enough mana to cast that for sure. Gotta watch for the explosion. Do I care about the explosion is the question. There's some stuff on either side of the moat, but I'm pretty sure that's junk. Crossbow bolts, and I don't know. I don't think I care about anything there. Okay, what the heck was the radius of the fireball? Is it like 3 by 3? I don't want to get burned in it, basically. Where does it say? Yeah, it's a damaging 3 by 3 explosion centered on the square. The first obstacle or monster it hits. Okay, so I don't think the crossbow bolts would count as an obstacle, but I'm gonna take it super cautiously just because I don't I don't need to destroy my game here with an errant fireball. This should it's not gonna stop at the water, is it? It's gonna keep going right. Yeah, maybe I should just use the wand then. All right, I'm going to do the wand. I have to make sure that person isn't burned in the process. I mean, I don't have to make sure, but it's probably not a good idea. All right, wand of fire. So that guy's lined up with me. I'm like 99% sure if I zap this wand of fire to the right, it won't reach him, but I would feel much better if he just wasn't lined up with me. Come on. I mean, that's way too far. It's not going to hit him. I'll just do it. Hopefully I don't kill this poor sucker. All right, so wand of fire to my right. Some water evaporates. It didn't evaporate all the way, I guess. So what does that mean? I wonder, is it like deducting a hit point sort of the water, or is it just like a nothing happened? Knowing Nethack messages, I feel like it's a hit point sort of a thing. Of course, I'm going to look it up because I'm picky like that. Moat destroying water. Oh. Okay, I didn't read this thoroughly enough. Only water in pools can be evaporated. See, pool versus moat versus water. Okay, so I wasted a charge. All right, so pools can be evaporated with rays of explosions or fire. Moats cannot. Okay, you need 3 adjacent pools to have a chance of having a pit you dig filled with water. Excuse me. Ooh. For a single adjacent... What does that mean? Okay, I get it. So if you dig a pit when you're next to water, the water can flow into it. All right. So how do I deal with the moat? I think I need to just freeze it. Wand of Cold will do it. Is a moat immune to that too? I don't think so. Yeah, I think that'll work. You can just push a boulder into it. How does the ice work? Do you like slip on it? Okay, ice. Slippery and walking on it often causes you to stumble. Well, I guess I could just use my levitation to be safe. And the wraith crossing it. My idea, just to be clear again, is that I want a wraith to follow me across it. So maybe it would slip. A monster with cold resistance won't slip, I guess. I'm not sure if the wraith has that. It'd be funny if the wraith slips and falls into the water or something. All right, so I guess I don't have to do it right now. I actually am going to do it now. I'm going to make that into ice. And Ryan said, by the way, I forget if I already read this, you must have good concentration to read a spell while a monster is running at you. That's true. But if you're like, if you have the spell memorized from the spell book, that's one thing. But if you're reading a scroll, it's like a bunch of words on a scroll you have to read out loud. Yeah, so how do you do that? All right, so let's do the Wand of Cold. I wasted a charge, but oh well. Tap capital C to my right. The moat is bridged with ice. Look at that. Beautiful. All right. Now we have the bridge for the wraith to cross. It's going to be funny if this actually works. I've never tried it before. It's all about eating the wraiths. The game is so silly when you talk about all these advanced techniques. Like, well, I can go into the Valley of the Dead and lead some wraiths upstairs, but I got to lead them 2 levels across the moat, and then I got to eat them. And all right, so we've done that. But first things first, we're going to get what I talked about, which was bag of holding, put my loot in there. You know what? Oh, one more thing I just realized. If I'm going to the temple anyway, I can donate enough money to get another intrinsic protection point. 9 is basically the limit. Not technically, but it's hard to get it past that. So I got 8 so far. I've been keeping track. So I can donate. What the heck is the amount? I mean, it's one way to deal with my money problem. I have to remember the math because it's been a little bit. I think it's 1,500 times your level, or maybe not that much. Sorry, 400 times your level. So that would be what? I can't math. That's funny. It is 7,200. I mean, it was easy math, but yet I failed to do it. So 7,200 gold can go to that. Sure, fine. All right, so let's go up and make that happen. What is this? What is that? Is that a wand? It's not a throne, is it? Yeah, that must be a wand. All right, back to it then. Or do you want to be teleported? That's right, I have this magic teleport power. It's a wand of probing. You know what? I feel like I read somewhere that's useful for something, and then I like dumped it earlier. Yeah. Stethoscope. All right, I'm not gonna worry about it. It's I don't think it's worth it. Okay, I'm just gonna skip that. All right, so we're gonna go back up to, what do we say, level 16. Sorry for the not remembering. A lot to keep track of in this game. All right, just go straight up to level 16 then. We can use the wayfinding thing. Look at that mummy. Giant mummy. Mummy. Okay. These mazy levels can be annoying. Pretty much all of Gehennom is like this. Most of it is like this. Where do you want to be teleported? Let's go to that and that. All right, so we walked there. What is this purplish potion? I probably dropped it for a reason, but I do want to collect junky potions again. Hallucination, I'll take that. Because once again, I'm trying to dilute them for holy water purposes. Oh yeah, got to be careful here. There's a lot of gremlins around here, actually. This is where I accidentally turned on the light and killed a whole bunch of gremlins, and I had to like recover my luck and/or alignment. I can't remember which. I think just luck. Storm Giant is peaceful. All these statues of stuff killed my Medusa, I guess. She is dead and buried, though. Not buried, actually. She rotted away. So I don't have to worry about them. Statue of this and that and the other thing. Actually, where did all these come from? They don't... Now I'm concerned. I don't think it started with all these frozen like statues of ponies and stuff. Maybe it did. Statue of a coatl. All right. Since I'm going to be diluting potions, I might as well grab some scrolls to blank as well, I guess. Just making an excuse to hoard more junk. Let me put on my towel. See, this game's so bizarre. Oh, God, the gremlins are everywhere. Okay. So the thing is, they're not a threat to me directly because they're co-aligned. The problem is I don't want to kill them. If they're blocking me, I might have to kill them. Because when I do, it's bad to kill co-aligned stuff. Like I said before, I'll lose, I think, luck. What is this Q guy? It's a mastodon. Any large elephant-like mammal of the genera mammoth, mastodon, etc. From the Oligocene and Pleistocene epochs, having conical projections on the molar teeth. All right, that was my bad pronunciation, but that's all right. So yeah, I have to creep past these gremlins. A nurse. Ooh. So the nurse is, you just take off your armor and she'll like heal you and sometimes give you an increase to your max hit points. So it's good to sort of just camp around her, and sometimes she'll have to teleport away, and every time she teleports away there's a risk of her just disappearing. However, I think being Medusa's lair, this is a no teleport level, so this might be a good way to just sort of camp around her and try to just maximize my not maximize, but get a lot of hit points. See, it says here it's teleportable. No. The only problem is, while I'm hanging around here, these gremlins are going to keep multiplying because they're hanging around in the water. I wonder if I could fill the screen with gremlins. I could always zap like a wand of teleportation to clear the path. It's definitely worth sort of camping around the nurse. So let me just kill the mastodon. Seems to be the only threat. I'll kill that, and then I'll get naked around the nurse. Naked mean just take off my armor. Such a bizarre game. All right, let's get rid of this mastodon. Oh god, the gremlins are everywhere. The nurse visit. Yeah, let's kill the mastodon first. Hold on, what? There are two nurses here? No, this one's a soldier. Well, the gremlins are attacking me. Why are you attacking me, Gremlin? I thought we were friends. Well, that's an easy way to clear them out. But actually, you got to be careful because sometimes when they hit you, they drain one of your intrinsics, like poison resistance or whatnot. It can be quite nasty, actually. But I don't know. Are they all that? Are they all like not peaceful? Why would that happen? Is that because they killed their brothers earlier? I don't think it works like that, though. It would say a peaceful gremlin right here. I'm like 99% sure. All right. I'm hungry. Maybe I can eat some gremlins. I guess I'll just pick them off one by one. But the nurses, the thing is, the nurse hurts you if you are clothed. So I would love to be able to just take off my stuff, my armor, and get healed a lot. But I want to deal with the gremlins without them draining my intrinsics. This is gonna be a little dangerous. First of all, I should not be burdened. What's the way to handle this though? Just drop the bag of holding. That's kind of dangerous in itself too. I think I'll do that nonetheless. And I could just throw daggers at them and hopefully not kill the nurse in the process. Let's throw some daggers at these gremlins. Kill the gremlin. All right, I killed 2 gremlins that way. Is it worth wasting my +5 gremlins on the gremlins? I mean, sometimes the thrown weapons, the daggers don't disappear. Right, here's the mastodon. It's turning to flee. There, it's no problem. Actually, it's doing a good amount of damage, but I'm going toe to toe with a mastodon. I could be shooting it. Let's just do that. I'm going to shoot it with a magic missile. God, now I'm so paranoid. I'm thinking, is there any possibility the rebound could somehow harm my bag of holding on the ground? That would be terrible. I think my reflection will kick in, though, and bounce it back towards him again, though, so it shouldn't be an issue. All right, so I killed the mastodon. Gremlin's attacking the soldier. Yeah, you do that. You do that. I don't. If you want to do that, I'm all good with that, Mr. Gremlin. I just killed the soldier now. Gremlin's attacking. I don't know. I guess I gotta just shoot these things. Again, I think if I use the cursor lookup thing like this, it should definitely tell me if it's peaceful. So if I confirm that all 3 of these ones in a row are not peaceful, then I'll just blast them from here. Gremlin doesn't say peaceful. It does not say peaceful. It did not say peaceful. We're magic missiling them. Here you go, guys. Bam. Kill the gremlin, kill the gremlin, kill the gremlin, but there's 2 more again. Just kind of being paranoid. I don't know why they're angry at me now. And the only thing I can think of is because I accidentally turned on the light and killed their brethren before. But again, I didn't know it worked like that at all. All right, so let's magic missile them again. Kill the gremlin, and here comes more of them. And what are you, the nurse? Hello, nurse. Yeah, that's the nurse. It's a little bit of a conundrum. I guess if the nurse is blocking them where she's currently positioned, I don't really have a concern. But when she eventually disappeared, now she can't teleport, but enough hit point grants to me, and she will disappear, I'm pretty sure, still, despite there being no teleportation. So I'm kind of concerned I might be naked and the gremlins are able to hit me. That would not be great. But I could probably just run away, really. How did I pick up the bag of holding and am I levitating? Why am I not burdened? It's not a complaint. It's more like I'm puzzled how this is working. Because I dropped it because I was burdened. I didn't... Oh, I threw a couple daggers. Was that enough? I guess that was enough weight loss in my inventory that I didn't... That I'm now no longer burdened. Okay, fine. So I'm pretty fast. I should be able to outrun these gremlins. I guess I'm going to try it. All right, here we go. Take off everything. God, this might be the stupidest thing I do all game. Hopefully not. The boosted speed will not be on my person, which... Yeah. Let me think about this again. I guess I have a clear path to the stairs, so I should be able to sprint to that. And then put on all my stuff downstairs. How fast are they, though? Speed 12. That's slow enough. All right. Guess I'm going to do it. Do I have the haste self spell? I think I do. Oh, it's gone. I lost memory of that, unfortunately. All right, I'm doing it. I'm trying it. The nurse hits. I'm still getting hurt because I'm not naked yet. I'm still not naked. I got 2 more things to take off. And 1 more thing. All right, now she will heal me and or bump my hit points, my max hit points on occasion. She'll heal me and bump the max hit points. Got to keep waiting around. The nurse hits. I took damage. Why did I take damage? Oh, you have to not wield anything too. I'm wielding Magic Bane. So let's unwield that. The nurse hits. I hope you don't mind. I just gained a max HP. If you keep your eyeballs up here, you can see it increasing when she hits sometimes. So I just got bumped from 148 to 149. This is actually a great way to pump up your stats. Every time you find a nurse, you got to take advantage of it, really. I should eat something, though. I'm hungry. But I'll be okay for now. So it's something like, roughly speaking, a 1 in 8 chance every time you see I hope you don't mind that she'll bump your max HP. Something like that. So you can't expect it every time, but you do it enough times and it definitely happens. It is nice that she's not teleporting. Very convenient. I think I want to put on my blindfold just in case anything spawns that I should know about. Any monster that spawns. For those who aren't aware, I have the telepathy ability, which essentially lets me see all the monsters on the level, but only when I'm blind. So I can wrap this wet towel around my eyes. And, okay. So mostly it's just gremlins, and that storm giant is friendly with me anyway. So far, I've only gotten 1 hit point. The very first time she healed me. And otherwise, it's not happening. But it should happen eventually. Uh-oh. Wizard needs food badly. All right, I guess I should eat. Wizard needs food badly. She can always attack me while I'm eating. Let's eat a... Spinach takes too long to open. I'll just eat one of the K rations. K-pop ration. All right. So you may have noticed that my encumbrance went up and then it went back down. That's because I got weaker from the hunger temporarily. How did Gremlin get over here? Oh, I guess, okay, that makes sense. Well, the nurse isn't really doing her job very well. Come on, nurse. Give me max HP. I'm actually wondering if there's some limit that I'm missing. All right, we're going to take a quick detour and check the nurse wiki page. Da 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 da. All right, let's see. Here we are. If your max HP was raised, the nurse also has, a 1/13 chance of vanishing entirely. But what is the chance of giving you max HP? A 1/33 chance of teleporting away. Where does it say your max HP was raised? What's the probability of that happening? Oh, here we go. 1 out of 7 for each hit. Provided that your here we go. There's a limit to it. Provided that your maximum is here we go with the fancy math here. Less than, okay, let's break out the calculator on the side. 5 times my experience level of 18 plus 2 times 18. Gotta get the parentheses right here. D10. Okay. So it's gonna roll a 1d10. Which gives us a minimum of 126, which is, yeah, that's it. So basically it's going to roll okay, first it rolled a 7-sided die, so to speak. And if it rolls a 1 on that, then it rolls a d10. For my current level and hit points, if it rolls a 1 on the D10, nothing happens. If it rolls a 2 or higher, it happens. Okay. I just did the math on the side here. So it should still be happening fairly often. Oh, all right, I guess I'm just going to keep working at it. Definitely got to keep an eye on any monsters spawning or whatnot. And once again, we are looking up here. That's what we're trying to keep an eye on and hope. Hey, there you go. I hope it increases a little bit. Because this is big. You know, this can save your game if you're down to 1 hit point after a big battle and you think, well, that nurse, you know, without that nurse, I wouldn't be here today. Thank you, nurse. But from the previous nurses, I've probably already gotten like at least 10 or 15 hit points. This is all very silly, but that's Nethack for you. As the gremlins propagate. I'm not really sure if they're propagating that much. I guess they do once in a while when they get wet. 151, but I almost expect it to be like every turn they're wet, and they're running around the water, and like each one would turn into 2, but it's not. If it was that, it would be, the whole screen would be full by now. So I'm not really sure of the gremlin multiplying logic. Uh-oh. I said uh-oh because in my imagination, one of the gremlins was somehow reaching me, but I was delusional. 152. So I'm basically going to keep doing this until that 133 chance. I have 153 now. 1 in 33rd chance of it disappearing happens. You might as well do it. 154. It's usually harder to do this because they teleport away every time they bump up either your regular hit points or max HP or both. But again, this is a no teleport level where nobody's allowed to teleport. So I can take advantage of that and just sit here. Gotta be careful though. It's easy to just mash the button. I'm pressing S to search. You can also press dot to wait, but I don't know. I just have this habit if I usually press S. It's like, hey, you know, if I'm waiting, I might as well look for something. But where I am, I'm not gonna find anything. Anyway, my point is, it's easy to be like rapid fire pressing, and then you miss something that kills you. So what I could actually do, I don't know if this is gonna work, but I could press something like repeat the search command 55 times, which will interrupt if something hits me. Yeah, I guess every time the nurse hits me, that'll happen. So is this actually faster? I don't know. Probably not. I'm just going to keep hitting S. 156. What rings do I have on, if anything? Nothing. Because when you wear rings, you get hungrier faster. So I was like, oh, maybe I should check into that. No, but I'm good. 158 at the moment. Woot. I'm nurse farming, I guess you could say. Well, I'm HP farming, but using the nurse as my my water for the farm, my seeds. I don't know. That sounds weird if I say she's my seed. 159. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. 160. So yeah, so it's like a 3% chance every time she does this, she's gonna oh, she disappeared. Oh no, did she just step to the right for some reason? Or is that a soldier? It's a nurse. Okay, she stepped to the right because the gremlins gave her breathing room, I guess. She just decided to walk there for some reason. Let me catch up on the chat if anybody's saying anything. Ryan says, healing attack. It's a funny term. Yeah. All right, let's come back here. Are you done with me? You're bored with me? She's like, I don't want to. I'm tired of this crap. Maybe she just gets tired eventually. Why would she walk away? Let me see if that's anything here. Could it be that because she can't disappear because it's a no teleport level, she just walks away eventually? Or oh, look at that! Look at that! After healing you, there's a 133 chance of teleporting away. If you are on a not... Sorry, I'm getting my numbers confused. Okay, so it's a 1 in 13 chance of vanishing entirely, but 1 in 33rd chance of teleporting away. But if you're on a non-teleport level, which I am on, the nurse will become scared for a while instead. Okay, so actually, the pretty good odds she would vanish entirely. 1 in 33rd. And I don't think that's I think it would say right here if a no teleport level canceled this outcome. So all right, so she's just scared for a little bit. She'll come back to her senses. But the problem is these gremlins might creep in, and I gotta get ready for that. Here they come. Here comes one of them. We'll just zap him. But let's make sure he's not peaceful once again. Yeah, he's not peaceful. I gotta be careful here. I have to consider I don't have my reflection on because I don't have the Silver Dragon scale mail on. So could the magic missile come back and hit me that many spaces away? I think probably not. No, it'll hit him and bounce back. It's not the wall behind. No. It should shoot through him, I think. Basically what I'm getting at is the bounce back going to do this? Or is it going to do that? I'm pretty sure the former. So now I have to look up ranges of wands. Or not wands, but what are they? Rays? Is this a ray attack? It is a ray. So what's the range of a ray? It'll travel 7 to 13 squares. For each monster hit, the range decreases by 2. Okay, so it's basically a random number between, because it's going to hit the monster, between 5 and 11. So the question is 11 enough to bounce back and hit me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think probably so. Depending where the rebound starts counting. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's not safe. I think it's not safe. All right, I mean, I could just step to the left a little bit. And hopefully I can put some distance between me and him. Actually, it's mostly about the wall behind him, right? So there we go. That should do it. So let's zap. Magic missile. Pachoo, it's dead. Okay. What a silly game. All right, the nurse coming back. The nurse is no longer scared. Maybe she is. Of course, I'm getting hungry again. Wasting too many turns doing this, but you don't have so much food. Not a big deal. I'm actually going to eat one of the spinach tins because they take a while. And I feel like I might as well get rid of them. Makes you feel like Popeye. So that would give me a strength if I was not already maxed out in strength for an elf. Elf has a maximum of 18 strength. Other races can go up to 25. Oh no, the nurse is like way behind all that whole mob of gremlins now. How's she ever going to get back over here? And here comes another one. Dun, 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 dun. It's not peaceful. Just making sure every time. I'm not really sure what happened. They all decided to turn on me. Could be the ones that spawn, or I don't know what it is. It's easy to say, well, because I turn on that light, but again, I don't think it works like that. I just kill the ones I killed. The others should remain peaceful, I thought. Something triggered them to be hateful of me. Maybe gremlins are just not exactly nice guys. No, obviously not being nice guys is not in the game logic, I don't think. So I actually wonder what is up with that. One nice thing about the Nethack subreddit is there's a lot of experts on there. So I could actually ask a question and say, what happened? And link them to the timestamp in the video that's relevant. And somebody will know. Like, oh, you know, the gremlins sometimes go blah, blah, blah. Or like peaceful guys will sometimes, whatever, become not peaceful because such and such. Kills another gremlin. Here comes another. They want some trouble here. I'm blind, by the way. I'm still blind, so I'm not actually seeing the ray bounce. That's okay. I've determined I've given myself enough space. Okay. How's my skills looking, by the way? I can upgrade divination spells. I think I chose not to do that purposely, because you have a limit to the number of skills you can upgrade. And for divination, I think I only have identify. Yeah, the only identify spell the only divination spell I have is identify, so that would only level me up for that. And I'm already, oh, I have light too. But all the leveling up does is increase, I think your fail rate would be, well, decrease your fail rate. And I already have 0% for those two that I have. So that's why I'm electing not to do that, not to upgrade divination. But Possibly later I could get a good divination spell. What is that Y that's running around here? It's like an ape or something that just spawned. Carnivorous ape. Okay, something to be aware of. However, it's so not super dangerous. Thanks for everybody who's joining me tonight, by the way. I appreciate your viewership. And I know, you know, with Nethack, I'm not here to entertain you in the sense that it might be boring to watch me sit here and wait for a nurse to come heal me. But I'm playing Nethack to win here, and it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it in the long run. But I don't know, the nurse, is the nurse still scared of me? I wonder if I should just lead her over to me. She might not see me. Oh, here's a bunch of stuff from the dead soldier. I want to get my +5 dagger back. There's a gremlin right next to me. Hang on about that. Hold that thought. So again, the main concern of the gremlin is if they hit you and their special attack applies, they can drain an intrinsic, which would be very bad. All the things I've worked hard to get, you know, if you look at my notes again, by the way, it's right here. These are all very important to get as many of these as you can. I got shock resistance, poison, cold, fire, sleep resistance. All those are canceled naturally. See invisible, disintegration resistance, teleport control. Yeah, if a gremlin zapped one of those, I'd be very upset. I mean, some of them you can get back pretty easily, like poison resistance, but some of them are not so easy to get back. Hey, Dan the Man's here. Hello. Dan says, can't stay late or comment tonight, unfortunately, but been enjoying listening to the Nethack adventure. Cool, Dan. Please don't die until I'm able to watch your reaction live and unhelpfully comment. Hey, I'm not going to die, Dan. I'm going to beat this game. I know I can't be that confident, but I'm hoping for that. And Arturo says, what do you mean you're not here to entertain us? I lived a lie all these years. I mean, hopefully you're having fun watching this, but I'm not prioritizing that. That's what I mean. I'm sitting here biding my time. And, you know, I could say, well, the audience might find this boring and then do something else, but that's not the way I'm playing it. That's what I'm talking about. To me, it's fun watching it all play out, even if it isn't the most exciting thing in the world in, like, the short term. But, you know, it's funny. It's fun to watch everything play out and resolve. By the way, welcome, Arturo. It's good to see you chatting. So I did something bad. I don't know. I accidentally canceled the magic missile, and that, yeah, I got to look up how that works. That was not what I intended to do. I don't think it made a difference in terms of self-harming me, but I think I just basically said blow up the magic missile right in my face. Like I imagine I have like an energy ball, like a Hadouken or something, and then I just let it go right. So the magical energy is released and it killed that gremlin. But let me look at what the consequences of that might have possibly been. I think the worst thing it would have been I take some damage, and I still have 160 out of 160 hit points. So probably it's no harm, no foul. But let's check it real quick anyway. You cast a directional spell, but did not answer a valid direction. Okay, so what does it actually do? I don't know what it did. It doesn't really, especially for direction, doesn't really give me an answer. Well, it seemed to have killed the gremlin. Yeah, I don't really know. Huh. But it said the magical energy is released, and then the gremlin died. So it definitely killed him. All right, I don't know. Welcome, Arturito. Okay, so here we are naked with some gremlins and a nurse. Nobody's ever said that statement before. At least I like to think nobody said that but me. Nobody's ever said that. It's a brand new sentence. I forgot to verify that it's not peaceful. I mean, so far all of them have been not peaceful, so I don't think there's much of a concern, but probably good to do that. And I can just do that even without looking at them like this. So yeah, these are not peaceful. All right. So I'm actually gonna advance towards them and try to catch up with that nurse. Okay, here comes the gremlins. Oh, it's running away. Come on, gremlins. Dun, 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. All right, we're like all about Gremlins all the time in this house. By the way, the movie Gremlins, because my daughter is obsessed with Gizmo, and I let her see the movie, and she like loves Gremlins even more now. The first movie she saw, and you know we even play like little games with her stuffed Mogwai. She likes when I pretend I'm like Mogwai that we make up too. Like I do like a little hand puppet thing like this. We got names for all these made up Mogwais and everything, as opposed to the real life historically accurate Mogwais. So it's actually quite a big thing in my household, as silly as that is. I'll verify it's peaceful again. And yeah, the way the way these guys they get killed by bright lights and everything, they're definitely inspired by the movie. What I learned about when I threw that dagger is I'm just like a hair over the threshold for burden, so I can just put one dagger in it for now and not be burdened. There we go. Ah, right next to a gremlin. Okay, how do I want to play this? I could attack down. I could shoot down. I shouldn't have got myself in this position. I think I'm going to go left, and then hopefully it doesn't hit me, and then go left again. Okay, it hit me. Well, the question is, would I see a message if it... I think I would, if I lost a resistance or something. It's not good. I was really sloppy to make that happen. Let's see. I mean, I have like... Oh... Let me just read this. That's another thing. It only works at night. And it goes by the real life clock for all these timestamp related things. So you could actually cheat in the game and give yourself an advantage by setting the clock of your computer. But I don't mess with that. All right, the 1 in 10 chance of intrinsic theft at night if the gremlin is not canceled. That means it can zap it with a wand of cancellation, and then it would no longer have that power. I feel like it would tell me something. Well, I don't know if it says. Why do people want to farm gremlins? I can turn to powerful pets. I mean, I have taming scrolls. Do I want to do this? I really don't want to lead around a bunch of stupid gremlins, though. Let them divide as much as possible. You'll end up with a legion of 1 hit point pets that die once anything inflicts damage, including light. Yeah, how am I going to turn a light source around them? However, there will be more than enough left over to ensure that you can turn at least some of them into useful allies. Would they attack the enemies? Like if you fight like a horrible demon, you can make them lose their death resistance or something by just mobbing them with gremlins. Maybe that's the idea. Or you just have so many of them that they eventually do some damage or something. I don't know. I don't think I want to lead them around, though. It sounds like a pain. Anyway, I'm going to assume I didn't lose an intrinsic because I didn't see any special message. But that's a little disturbing, though. It's disturbing how it's keeping up with me very well, too. And now the nurse is behind it, so I can't zap it. Oh, now it's... Okay, now we can do it. Zap magic missile. Kill that thing. Ugh. All right, hello, nurse. Hello, nurse. Yeah, I'm still naked again, so let's resume. I hope you don't mind. And again, we are looking at this number up here. 160, we're hoping it increases. I'm going to draw a picture of a nurse on the side. Here we go, watch this. Can't even draw that right. Okay, 161. 162, yeah. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. The nurse has run its course. The 1 in 13 chance applied. I'm surprised it lasted that long. 1 in 13 chance every time I gained a hit point. And I gained like, I think I have 145 going into this. So I gained 17 hit points. All right, not bad. Or was it more than that? I feel like it should have been more, but I don't know. Let me rewind my stream a little bit. Looks like when I started the stream, I had 148 hit points. Okay, so I gained just 14. I mean, that's a lot, really. That's a big boost. All right, cool. Honestly, that checks out pretty well with the 1 in 13 odds. I had 14 bumps of my hit points, and then it disappeared. It rolled the 1 on the 13-sided die, essentially. Okay, well, let's put on my equipment again. I mean, it sucks to be naked, and yeah, I hope that gremlin didn't do anything bad to me. It just bit me. Da, 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 da. All right, put on the boots of speed, all this beautiful stuff. Now, one trick I can always do if I ever need to take off the boots of speed and have speed is I can cast Haste Self, but I forgot that spell by now. But also there's, you can also just zap a wand of speed at yourself. It's called Speed Monster for some reason. But I can be a monster if I aim it at myself. But what do I have here? Do I have that spell book? So I can read it again, Haste Self? I feel like I had it, but I dished it or something. Maybe I thought it was useless. I mean, this is kind of the case where it would be useful. But do I have... Yeah, I do have one speed monster one. It's probably good holding on to one of those. All right. Still got the wishing. All right, Ryan is out. Good night to you, Ryan. Thanks for hanging out. Ryan says good night all. Thanks for the stream, Mark. Cool. Yeah, so... Wishes. I think I was holding off on using the wishes because I was going to polypile. And there might be a little more polypiling in my future. But one of the things... I should make a wish list, quite literally. Because one of the things I was going to wish for was actually a Ring of Free Action, which I happen to now own. Should we take a little detour and make a wish list? It's fun to daydream. I'm going to make the wish list now. Wish list, wish list. All right, here's my wish list. Now I'm going to put the Ring of Free Action just so I can cross it off and feel special. As well as the Hawaiian shirt, which again is just for the purpose of stacking enchantments. So I got both of those. What else though? Can't remember what else I want. I mean, it's always good to get, like, you know, 2 blessed scrolls of charging and stuff like that. Magic marker. I want to get at least 1 magic marker. So I'll write that down. Probably uncursed is usually the way to go with that. Uncursed magic marker. Okay. I have 2 blessed scrolls of charging right now. I could always use some more. You're in good shape if you can't think of what you want to wish for. It's like if, you know, if you're doing well enough financially in life and you're like, you know, you don't have to get me anything for Christmas. Once you're an adult, usually you're like, yeah, you know, just a card is fine. Or if you want to get me something to eat, that's fine. Arturo says it's not a Mexican hat on my wish list. That's a good point. Here's one of the wishing spoilers. We can daydream a little bit. Ba 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 ba. I feel like I just don't want most of this stuff. Oh yeah, I was gonna get just because I have a gloves slot that's kind of crap. I just have leather gloves that I might as well get gloves of dexterity. It's like, why not? And what's nice about those is they bump your dexterity as well as what it says right here is they don't hinder spell casting, so they don't penalize my spell casting at all. So yeah, might as well write that one down. All right, so that's 2 wishes that I defined. Do I want to get more charging? I can definitely use them eventually. I can always charge magic markers some more. I guess I didn't make my t-shirt fireproof, but who cares? I already have magical breathing amulet. This can be good. This is like a little bit of a cheat code, Helm of Opposite Alignment, because in the very last screen in the whole entire game, you're fighting your way through hordes of enemies, and there's 3 altars placed on the level, like middle, left, and right. And they're scrambled up, one for each alignment. They're randomized. You don't know what they are. So you do is you carve your way through all these enemies, and you check the first one. If it matches your alignment, you sacrifice the Amulet of Yendor, you win the game. If it's not your alignment, you check the next one. And you might have to repeat for a 3rd time. The one time I beat in the game, it was the 3rd and final altar I checked. But here's the trick with the Helm of Opposite Alignment. I'm chaotic, right? If the first one I check happens to be lawful, I put on the helmet. Look, I'm lawful now. Sacrifice the Amulet of Yendor, and I win. It's like a cheat code. But if you find the neutral amulet first, then you still have to hit a second one up, because neutral doesn't change. You can't change to neutral. But that's kind of a cheat code. I kind of feel like I don't want that. I might consider it. I kind of like things that just make me like more powerful and stuff rather than like a cheat code. And Arturo says, wish every day was a Taco Tuesday and Bonk Biernes at the same time. Well, you know, I haven't done a Bonk Biernes in a long time. I feel like I think the last one I did was like August of 2024 or something crazy like that. For some reason I remember that month. So yeah, I haven't really, I guess I kind of played through the Bonk games I really want to play. But maybe it'll happen sometime. All right, Curse Scroll of Gems. I could just wish for those rather than making the scroll I already have cursed. That might be good. So I'll write that as a maybe, perhaps. And again, I'll try to get some wraiths, perhaps. Gain level potions are always good. Is that out here somewhere? That should be up here somewhere. It's not up here. Can you not wish? That might be one of the things you can't wish for. Doesn't mention it at all here. That's interesting. You would think they would at least talk about it. Like, well, it's not useful because such and such. Here's something I kind of messed up. I would hate to wish for candles, but you need 7 candles to put into the candelabra just to do the magic ritual you need to get the Amulet of Yendor. And I was just burning through candles randomly. So it does mention Minetown usually has enough. I guess when I'm going back up, I could go back to Minetown, which is, again, the town in the Gnomish Mines. That would suck to have to wish for the candles. But I think I wasn't thinking about it. I was randomly burning candles as light sources. So I'll write it down. Maybe if desperate, I'll wish for some candles. That kind of sucks, though. Amulet of Reflection and Shield of Reflection. No. Water Walking Boots. You know, I just let those drop when I found some from polypiling. But there's also some in Vlad's Tower. I wonder if I should have kept them. Well, I'm not going to wish for them, that's for sure. I have already read my Spellbook of Magic Missile twice, so I will have to. You can only read them 3 times. So I will need another one at some point, because it's definitely a great spell to have. I could just write it with the magic marker. It's probably more efficient to wish for magic markers and charging scrolls for the magic markers than to wish for the things you write with them. I could wish for the spellbook of what's it called? Finger of Death, if I can't get crowned. However, this uses a lot. It uses a lot of magic marker charges because it's such an expensive scroll, so it might be worth just wishing for that directly, but I'd have to do the math and decide if it's worthwhile. All right, I mean, I'm kind of almost having trouble thinking of what to wish for at this point. Blessed figurine of an Archon. Yeah, an Archon is apparently the best pet you can get. Did I write down Scrolls of Genocide already? Yeah, I did. All right, I mean, I've already got conflict. I've got free action. I don't really use polymorph, but I do have polymorph control if I ever choose to do that. I have a Helm of Brilliance. I think I have a tinning kit, but I don't really have a good use for it. The point of that is for getting resistance and strength. So it's like you turn a corpse into a can of their meat, and you can save them for the right moment. Like when you're like sometimes you're like full or whatever, you can't eat the corpse in the heat of battle and it'll wind up rotting. Anytime you put a corpse into the tin, it automatically is no longer rotten. So it can help you do that. But here's the thing, you can't put wraith corpses in a tin and still get the gain level from it. So that would be the main reason why I would want one, but it doesn't work. I have Ring of Levitation. I mean, yeah, it's like I practically don't want anything. I guess I could always use more like Scrolls of Enchant, Weapon, and Armor or whatever. Do I want to try it? Figurine of an Archon? Maybe I should look up how that would work for me. Like, what does it even do? I feel like it's something I've overlooked in my Nethack playing. The most powerful angelic beings and act as lords to their kind. They have the second highest monster difficulty of all randomly generated monsters after the Archlich. They're large humanoids that are capable of flight, can see invisible, possess regeneration, and can follow a hero to other levels, which is always helpful. It has 2 weapons, an active gaze attack that blinds and stuns targets. That sounds quite helpful. A claw attack and the ability to cast 1 mage monster spell during each of their turns. Okay. And these monster spells can be all kinds of things, right? Yeah, this is all confusing. It can be all these crazy things. It can destroy other guys' armor and disappear, stun, haste, stealth, cure. The only thing I really have to look out for is I would not be able to use my Ring of Conflict so freely, which again makes basically everybody in a radius fight randomly whoever's near them. That can make your pet attack you. That's the downside. But if you're surrounded by a mob of guys, put on the conflict ring. It's a classic way to just make all the monsters kill each other. But yeah, it's not safe for pets. I mean, you could do it, but you have to be careful, basically. But it might not be a bad idea to try that. I'm getting an Archon pet. What does it say about pets here? As pets, they're exceedingly popular as pets due to their power. They're inegiate. What does that mean? They don't eat? I don't even know that word. Inegiate means... That's funny. It's actually specifically a Nethack word. It's not an English word. If you Google it, all you'll find are Nethack references. Okay, so I was like a tiny bit ashamed of not knowing a vocabulary word. Not really much. It's fine. We don't know every word in the world. Nobody knows every word. But I thought I was missing an English word, but it is a Nethack word. Anyway, yeah, my guess was right. They don't need to eat food to survive. They're hard-hitting and have far more capabilities compared to a tamed Archlich. They're too large for body armor, but can wear other armor and will pick up and use a variety of items. Getting an Archon to drop their starting weapon can be quite hard. Applying a bullwhip towards them can strip them of their current weapon. All right, do I care about doing that? It sounds like it could be good to do. They move at 22 speed after they cast Haste Self and will use their blinding gaze frequently against enemies, though it does not stun them in exactly the same way it would stun you. And additionally, their monster resistance score, sorry, of 80 allows it to always ignore it always ignores conflict once it reaches level 25. So it would have to level up a bit. And I can check their level by using my stethoscope. I guess this game's so silly. A level 32 or higher Archon will also be immune to polymorph traps. However, there's no way to make an Archon immune to level teleporters, so beware if an Archon turns into one. Unless you begin searching quickly, they will likely be untamed by the time you can find them again. Okay. So the way it works with pets is they become untamed if they're separated from you on a different level for too long. And the easiest way is to apply a blessed figurine of an Archon. Wishing for this figure is a common pacifist goal. Pacifist is just if you're playing to win the game without actually attacking anybody. I don't know how the heck you do that, but you can make an Archon do all your dirty work, basically. That's one way to do it. An Archon from a figurine will not generate with the standard inventory of a longsword and shield of reflection. Without reflection, it's vulnerable to death rays and disintegration breath. Ah. It's also a 1 in 10 chance of it generating a hostile Archon, which makes a fearsome fight even without their usual inventory. Try to have an escape item handy just in case. Okay. Well, it sounds like a good option. It might be fun to try. I've never actually done it, I don't think. So what was it? A blessed figurine of an Archon? They put that in what, low priority? Where is that? Specific needs and remedy. Okay, so I guess if you don't have a good pet, you could do that. All right, I'm going to put that on the list, actually, yeah. I'll be conservative and call it a maybe. I think that's a decent list for now. We got, even if we include all the maybes, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So basically I have 5 wishes. I could get all of these except one. Oh, this one, this is only if I don't get crowned even, so. And the candles, I'm gonna scour the universe for candles if I need to. I would feel so silly doing using a wish on that for 7 candles. So yeah, do I have any on my person now though? I might have a couple. They would be under tools. Yeah, I have 2 partly used tallow candles. I don't know if that counts. Can I use? I probably can use them, honestly. I don't think you have to have them lit for very long or anything, but I still need 5 more. And they are relatively uncommon, unfortunately. It's unfortunate that I burned some. Well, maybe I'll be paying Minetown a visit on my trip back up. All right, so without further ado, why don't we actually do that, head back up. So, yeah, I'm going to grab that potion, because, again, I'm trying to make holy water. There's a potion right here. There might be water. What is it, actually? It is restore ability. Okay, so that's generally useless for me with my unicorn horn. Let's remove the blindfold. All right, I can see again. Statue of a dragon. Get that. Restore ability. Put it in the bag of holding. I think I'm going to be burdened again, unfortunately. And so it's like, what else do I want to put in there? I mean, I don't need slow digestion. I should be wearing that all the times, really, actually. Unless I have something else to put on the finger slot. I'm going to wear slow digestion. There's just certain things I like to have on hand, like just in case. Full healing, blessed teleport, you know, wand of teleport, digging. I feel like I don't really need a lightning. What am I doing with that? I'm going to put that in the bag of holy. I am not selecting cancellation. If I put cancellation in this bag of holy, my game is basically done. Always got to be super careful of that. All right, I'm unencumbered. I mean, technically it wouldn't be done, but I wouldn't want to go on. It would be like, what? I would lose everything in the bag of holding. Now, that's the thing they actually nerfed in the upcoming version 3.7. It's that if you have a bag of holding explode like that, it will just scatter. First of all, you lose a bag of holding, which sucks. But it'll scatter all the objects everywhere instead of in a radius rather than destroying them all. Okay, I'm going to put on the ring of levitation. It is on. I have confirmed I see the levitation status. And let's head over to the staircase up, which is all the way over here somewhere. Who's that over there? It's a number 3. It's invisible, whatever it is. Put on the wet towel again. Oh, it's a trapper or something. Whatever. The gremlin's coming up here. I better give them some space between them and me and then zap them. Come on, gremlin. Stop being chicken. Come and get it. All right. Here they are. Here's one of them. It's easy to underestimate the distance visually when you're firing upward. Because the squares are actually, you know, like very tall rectangles, basically. But this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm good to zap them. All right. Zap. Magic missile on up. Kill the gremlin. Okay. Zap magic missile to this gremlin. Oops, I passed a turn too soon. I should keep confirming that they're not peaceful. Carnivorous ape. Or I'll zap both of them. Kill the gremlin. The ape is still alive. Grape ape. Should I eat this delicious ape? I'll eat it just to get full. Stop eating because the gremlin showed up. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be distant enough. Okay. I mean, I have my reflection on now because I have the silver dragon skin, so I shouldn't be that concerned about the magic missile bouncing. Invisible light. Invisible black light is hit by a dart. Explodes. You're caught in the kaleidoscopic light. You're freaked out. So I'm hallucinating right now. So everything is scrambled up. Objects and monster. Just what I perceive them to be. But I can get rid of that as usual with the unicorn horn. Capital N. Everything looks so boring now, man. All right, that did the trick. Hear a soft click. Is someone triggering a trap or something? All right, put back on the levitation ring, confirming it is on. Super important that that's confirmed. Whenever I do that, I remind myself of in the New York City subway, the subway drivers, they do like this sort of trick like that to make sure they're lined up right. They point to the sign that they're supposed to be lined up at or something like that. I don't know exactly the meaning of it, but it's like a memory thing just to make sure they're not losing focus and not pulling up the subway to the platform incorrectly. It's like you make it a little ritual just to make sure you're doing it right. Okay, giant spider, no problem. Here's a straw golem. It's like basically the scarecrow from Wizard of Oz. I like to imagine what a straw golem is. Straw golem is. All right, levitation is still on. There's some zombie over here. Zombie Etten. Netten, by the way, is a two-headed giant of some sort. What is this thing? Statue of a lizard, but it's my warning ability is lighting up, so I think it'll actually it'll turn alive if I touch it. What is this object? This potion is object detection. Let's remove the ring, pick it up, because again, we want to get a bunch of junky potions for the effort of making more holy water. Put on the levitation. Here's our little ritual to confirm it's on. Might as well kill this lizard. Why not? Oh, it's a mimic. That's right. That makes more sense. Okay, killed the mimic. Still levitating. There's gremlins to my left. This giant is running around. Is it friendly? It's a peaceful frost giant. Okay. Let's put on my blindfold to check if there's any more gremlins to be concerned about. Yeah, I can just zap them away, I guess. So they all hate me now. It's very strange. Magic missile to my left. Killed it. Magic missile, another gremlin. Oh, shit. These ones are peaceful. I wasn't checking. If they're getting angry, that means they're... Damn it. Okay. It's not a big deal. It was easy to bounce back before when I killed like 15 of them. I just have to remember what to do. I mean, the luck... The alignment, sorry. Basically, you lose luck and alignment. The alignment comes back quickly by itself. Relatively quickly. It's not a big concern. The luck, it was only, I believe, 2 luck lost from that. So maybe I just... Maybe I just find that black unicorn again and throw it 1 gem to be sure. Because that gives you what? Gives you 5 luck. Yeah, that's the way I should have been checking all the time. I don't know if I missed a different previous message as well about it getting angry. So I guess I'll do that. I'll just try to get 1 gem thrown to a black unicorn. I'm levitating again, confirmed. See, that's the thing about this game. In so many ways, it'll get you. I'm still levitating. Kill this giant ant. Honestly, it's combat that gives you your alignment back. It happens pretty quickly. So I'm burdened at the moment, by the way. When I'm not levitating, that is. So yeah, these gremlins, what are they? Like some of them, yeah, it seems like the ones to the left here were peaceful, but like the ones to the right were not. I don't know why. Maybe these were like the original gremlins that start peaceful and their children are not. I don't know, but it's unfortunate that I made that mistake again. Honestly, it's kind of tempting just to wipe them out entirely. Just take the alignment hit and luck hit now, and I don't have to worry about them again because they'd be wiped out on this level. I don't think I want to do that. All right, so here I am. Okay, God, there's a gremlin on this level. See him right here. All right, so yeah, where do we? I should have like annotated where the black unicorn was. I mean, it could die, so it might not still be there, but I feel like it was only a few levels up. A few to several levels up, I guess. But we're trying to go to level 16 to get the bag of holding, so there's quite a few levels to climb up anyway. Let's check if this gremlin is peaceful. Yes. Killing gremlins accidentally is a big problem for me. It's a bad habit I've gotten into, apparently. A lot of the scrolls I dropped here, since I'm going to clear them out. Okay, they are blank paper. Interesting. I dropped this much blank paper around. Since I plan to write wish for more magic markers, it seems like blank paper would be great to have. Killing a bunch of Mordor orcs that appeared out of nowhere. Wand of digging again? Do I really need another one? Yes. That is actually great for certain levels. I think it's certain end game levels to have wands of digging. Like a lot of them. I think it's the earth plane or something like that. You need to dig a lot. However, it might be good to like try to figure out exactly how much I might actually need. I might have too many of them. I am not putting in the wand of cancellation. I'm looking at it. It's not selected. I'm pressing enter now. Cursed oil lamp. All right. Scroll identify another scroll I can wipe out, I guess. Just put the scrolls in the bag of holding. What's in this chest? I probably intentionally put garbage in there. Okay. Hello, Mr. Homunculus, whatever you are. It's a closet. Jeez. I think I was doing probably an advisable purge of all this junk. Oh, Blessed Girl of Identify, though. That's cool. Curse Scroll of Identify. And some more garbage potion. Garbage potion to make into holy water for later. Put in the potion of confusion. All right. All right, so why don't we head? You feel clumsy, you haven't been working on your reflexes. We'll use the unicorn horn to cancel that. Okay, we're back up. Honestly, I could do more polypiling with all this scrolls and crap, couldn't I? I'm gonna, oh, can of grease. It's actually good to have. Yeah. So what I forget what grease does besides make it so certain monsters can't grab you. I think it prevents rust. Doesn't it make things rust proof? Can have up to 25 charges. Applying a can of grease can be used to slather any item, including your hands, in a thick layer of grease using up 1 charge. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Protected from rust and corrosion, as well as water damage and acid damage. Yeah, this is great to have. I should grease the bag of holding, in fact. I think that's why the wish spoiler mentioned a greased bag of holding. That way you don't, I think it'll keep the water out in case you accidentally step into water. I lost my spellbook of Fireball that way. It was in the bag of holding, and I stepped into water like an idiot. You can grease the spellbooks. Greased armor on the outermost layer, such as cloak or a helm, can protect against attacks that target body parts covered by the armor. Greased armor has a 2/3 chance of protecting if it's cursed. Will always protect the body part or otherwise. Okay. I really don't know what gets your head though, besides the mind flayers who I've already genocided. But anyway, it seems like, oh, it looks like sea monsters. I already genocided them too. Owl bears try to grab you, but they're not really a threat to me. Common to grease non-oil skin sacks and containers, particularly your bag of holding. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. Greasing objects such as weapons is fine as long as you don't intend to throw them. Right, you would they slip from your hands when you drop them. It's common to request an item as greased when wishing. All right, yeah, I think I'm definitely going to use that. Might as well use a few F25 charges. Definitely going to grease the helmet's already greased. I guess I'll grease the cloak just cuz, and definitely the bag of holding. Protecting the content. Yeah, I wish I had that before. So let's start greasing it up. Grease me up, woman. Sorry, did I pick it up? Oh, I didn't. Let's identify it. Might as well see the charges. Can of grease. 17. Oh, it didn't have 25 charges. It had 17. It looks like there's some monsters afoot, though. Should I... Where the heck am I? Oh. Let's put on the towel and see what they're... Oh, like a naga and a pony? Okay. Not a big deal. Gotta apply grease on the bag of holding. All right. You cover your bag of holding with a thick layer of grease, which I can imagine is not convenient for the constant rummaging through it I do. Like I'm opening and closing it, and now it's all greasy. I'll probably drop it, I would think. But anyway, that's not how it works in the game. And let's do it to my cloak too. Cloak of protection. I don't know if there's anything but an owl bear that I have to worry about grabbing me like that. But might as well do it, I guess. Where the heck is my grease again? All right, I got a greasy cloak of protection. Is it worth doing my dragon scale mail? I mean, I guess if I take off the cloak, it would be the outermost body armor layer. But what else would I want to do with it? I guess it protects everything that is grease from rust and corrosion, so I should consider that. But you know what? I need to take a quick intermission, and I'll be back in just 2 minutes. All right, see you guys in that time. Okay, thank you, Mr. Garfield, for entertaining the guests in the meantime. Yeah, Arturo said Garfield's a streamer now. Yes, he was entertaining you while I was using the facilities. And one thing I realized while I was using the facilities is a can of grease would be a perfectly worthwhile thing to wish for, like it said when I was reading the wiki. And just stumbling across it is great. Now I kind of didn't even think about wishing for that, but yeah, that could have been valuable to wish for, and I just found it randomly. So yeah, anything that can rust, I should pretty much grease. Magic Vein is already rust proof, as you can see here. The daggers are the exception because my entire reason for having them is to throw at people, and grease stuff slips from your hand when you throw it. So protect from rust and corrosion as well as water damage and acid. Yeah, pretty much. Spell books I could grease, but I'm keeping them in my grease bag of holding, so it doesn't seem worthwhile. You can grease the scrolls. That seems a bit much. I mean, because I'm always having, like, for example, a scroll of teleportation on my person. So if I want to be very careful, I could grease it too. But I should probably grease pretty much all my armor, I guess. I mean, I have enough charges. I feel like I might as well. Well, now I'm like pondering. Well, the Silver Dragon Scale Mill, that can't rust or corrode, can it? But if I took off my cloak of protection and there was something that grabbed my body, it could come in handy. I'm going to at some point wish for better gloves. Maybe I should just do that now even. So I wouldn't want to grease up the leather gloves. But yeah, I guess I might as well use that one wish. I don't really see any reason to not do it. Speed boots are going with me the rest of the game. Are they rust? Yeah, they can rust, right? I had some boots rust before, I think, or burn. I guess they're not burn proof, are they, when you grease them? I'm always a little hazy on this area because I feel like, yeah, there's like a whole classification of, your items going bad. It's called erosion, which you can see here. And I guess, yeah, the greasing only protects from these two types, rust and corrosion. It won't protect against burning or rotting. All right, I think can be pretty liberal with applying it anyway. Apply grease liberally. Like when you you read the instructions for like shampoo or something, it's like apply liberally. All right, I'll just do all my armor except the leather gloves, and yeah, let's use that wish. Let's use the one wish. Let's start. Let's do something. I'm gonna get the gloves of dexterity. So let's start with that. Get the wish out of the way. Let me kill some guys who are threats potentially, just so I don't have to deal with them. I don't think it'll be a problem, but just I don't want to deal with them while I'm taking off armor and whatnot. I'll have to kill this horse, unfortunately. I don't really feel like I want them as my pet anymore at this point. Kill the Naga. Eat the Naga. No, I'm not going to eat the Naga. Sorry, Warhorse. Giant Beetle is friendly for some reason. Scroll of Amnesia, that can be blanked out. What about this dog? You an angry dog? The large dog? Yeah, it's going to attack me. It's always sad when a cat or dog attacks me and I don't want to feed it and make it my pet, so I just pretty much have to kill it. Sorry, dog. Okay, so where were we? There's pretty much no more threats on the board. Is that correct? Put on my towel. Yeah. Oh, is that the black unicorn up there? That's where I can toss the gem and undo the luck damage. Yeah, let's do that. All right. So many things to do. I like get sidetracked and sidetracked on my sidetrack. I love that the game does present so many cool opportunities to do fun stuff. Let's identify these random scrolls I found just to get their blessed, cursed, uncursed status. Put them in The bag of holding. I'm kind of just dealing with being burdened for now. So I'm kind of more liberal with all the junk I'm picking up. But, you know, I can use this stuff. Sorry. Putting in the identifies, the amnesia, the create monster. All right. Don't need bronze plate mail, that's for sure. But yeah, let's take out a gem to throw to the black unicorn to bump up my luck again. Now I'm getting into like what's the least valuable of the valuable gems. Basically anything but glass is considered valuable. And I want to throw away the cheapest one because I am a cheapo person. Cheapest non-glass. Well, these don't count. Obsidian, it looks like. Obsidian or agate. I don't know how you pronounce it. Agate or agate? Agate. No, here's an obsidian, so let's just take that one out. Oh, 3 of them? I didn't mean to throw 3. Take out 3. All right. Let's run over to the black unicorn. What's all this stuff? Oh, it's the orc corpses or something. They're piles of junk. Here comes like a tiger or something. You want to fight, tiger? Get some blindfolded still. Tiger corpse, nah. Am I carrying around a tinning kit, by the way? I am. Those are pretty heavy, if I recall, so I'm considering just dumping that. It's like I said earlier when I was considering the possibility of wishing for it. Like, what can I actually tin that would be valuable at this point? Maybe I should just eliminate that as useful so I can just dump this thing. It weighs 100, which is fairly heavy. Like, I can't really... Actually, I think nurse corpses give you something, which is kind of ridiculous, but it restores you to full health. Oh, yeah. It makes... I'd have to kill the nurse, though. I'd rather just use her to maximize my max HP. I guess once you hit the point of you can't do it anymore, you could kill them and tin them, as bizarre as it sounds. Yeah, the rest aren't really useful unless something drains an intrinsic like a gremlin, because I pretty much have all the intrinsics. So, I don't know, maybe I'll just dump this. Just to dump a thing. I can always take note of it being on this level in case I want to get it later. Did I already annotate this level at all? Where am I currently? I'm on level 24. I still got a ways to go here. Has tinning kit. All right, so I dumped that. All right, hello, black unicorn. Have a gem. You are a black unicorn. That's peaceful, right? Yeah, doesn't have to be peaceful. Throw and padang. All right, gratefully accepts your gift. I should be in good standing again unless I killed way more gremlins who are not peaceful than I realized. Okay. Now, there is a bunch of money embedded in the hallways here. Usually there's not that much. So I don't really want to waste charges from my wand of digging on that. All right, let's keep heading up the stairs. Was there something else I wanted to do on this level? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, I want to do my wishing. Do my one wish for the gloves, and then do some greasing. Greasing me up, woman. Grease me up, woman. Just seeing I have a wand of wishing makes me giddy with excitement. But it's kind of sad that at this point there's not even a whole lot to wish for. Except for, like, you know, the stuff that I'm going to keep using up, like magic markers and charging scrolls, which are good. Anyway, let me just make sure I got the string correct here. I want blessed. Is it fireproof I want? Why specifically fireproof? Oh, because they're leather and they can't be rust proof. So yeah, blessed fireproof +2 gauntlets of dexterity. And let me check the wiki too. There's actually a different site that has this spoiler. If I recall correctly, this page is very old. So let me just make sure that's a valid string to wish for. I'm 99% sure it's good. Let's see. So this page doesn't really have a good list of what to wish for. It's like all embedded in paragraphs. It's like hard to read, I feel like. Let's find dexterity. I'm looking at all, finding all these mods of the game, like variants of the game. I don't want to. Did I spell it wrong? Is it not gloves of dexterity? The gauntlets? Hold on. Gauntlets of dexterity. Sorry. Looks like it doesn't even really talk about them too much. All right, fine. I'm in the slash 'em section still, actually. Slash 'em is one of the variants of the game. I guess they don't recommend it quite the same. I mean, I could just get a... Probably should not dismiss the possibility of an amulet of life-saving being one of my wishes. So let me take that as a note. But you do find one guaranteed at one of these places that's upcoming. Of course, I'd feel stupid if I died in the attempt of getting it. But there was a guaranteed one somewhere. All right, I'm gonna do the gauntlets of dexterity. So blessed fireproof +2 gauntlets of dexterity is the string. Here we go. Wand of wishing. What do you wish? For what do you wish? Blessed fireproof +2 gauntlets of dexterity. Let's review that string super carefully. Blessed fireproof +2 gauntlets of dexterity. Here we go. Boom. Pair of fencing gloves. Okay. Let's identify it formally for the fun of it. Look at that. Blessed fireproof +2 pair of gauntlets of dexterity. You don't have to type pair of, thankfully. It's smart enough to know. Let's take off the basic +0 leather gloves. Toss them on the ground. Nobody wants those anymore. And there we go. All right. Armor class is officially -30, and my dexterity is 20. Look at that. Now, I don't need mega high dexterity that much, but it helps with two hit rolls, and I think throwing the daggers as well. So that's pretty cool. But it's better to use that slot for something useful than just basic leather gloves. So cool. All right, we're really stacking up the armor here now. So what's next? I want to grease up stuff. Is it worth greasing the gloves I just got? It would make them resistant to... I feel like I want to look it up just to be super careful I don't somehow mess up these good gloves. It'll make them rust proof, and what's the other thing? Protected from rust and corrosion. What can corrode? Corrosion is for copper and iron stuff, and rust is for iron. Okay, so that won't actually help with the gloves, which are leather. All right, let's just go through the other armor. Small shield is that iron? I think it is. Looks like I might as well make it rust proof. It's wood. Yeah, that's why it doesn't interfere much with my spellcasting. It's wood, but it could wood can rot. Now I can't remember the thing I just looked up for greased. It protects against, what did we say? Rust and corrosion. But not rot. Okay. So basically I only put this on parts that can be grabbed, body and helmet, and things that are copper or iron. All right. So that leaves us with the pair of speed boots and maybe the dragon scale mail. I guess I might as well do the dragon scale mail. I'm not going to bother with the dragon scale. Let's just do the speed boots. I'm pretty sure those are considered iron. Iron helps us. Oh, they're leather. Look at that. Okay, speed boots are always leather. Hmm. So what else do I want to use this grease for? Well, I guess I'll just hang on to it. I don't know. Unless maybe I'll think of something later. I mean, I guess I could do spell books and scrolls. Seems kind of a little bit silly when they're mostly in the bag of holding, but I don't know. Okay. So we did a wish. That's fun. It's got 0 charges at the moment, but I can use a blessed scroll of charging to give it 3. Well, I'm debating in my mind right now, do I want to just use 1 scroll now? I guess I might as well, because I'm definitely going to use the wishes at some point. And this will burn the thing that's weighing me down. So I might as well do that, I guess. Although at the moment, I'm just collecting tons of junk. So let's see, where are these scrolls of charging? All right. Read the blessed scroll of charging. Let me just double check that the wand of wishing is on my person. It is. It is lowercase q. So we read lowercase y and target lowercase q. Your wand of wishing glows blue for a moment. Look at that. So the first number means I've charged it once, and that's the only time I can charge it, and it has 3 charges. Beautiful. Since I don't know what else I necessarily want to wish for, I guess I'll hold on to it for now. Like for example, the magic marker I'm probably going to use, but maybe I can wait till I'm actually out of magic marker charges. Maybe I do want 2 more charging scrolls. I should add that to the list. But for now, I'll just save it with its 3 charges in the bag of holding. Okay, the super careful thing here. I'm pressing Q for the wand of wishing. Cancellation is confirmed. Not selected. I hit enter, and now just so paranoid about that. Again, I would rage quit, and the whole series would be over if I put my cancellation wand in that bag of holding. What I could actually rationalize is I can restore a backup, because I back up my computer diligently. So I could say if I just fat finger something like that, it's fair to restore a backup of my save, but it would be out of date. So it might be frustrating in its own right. Anyway, super paranoid about that. Okay, a potion of see and viz. Identify it. Blessed, okay. What was that thing? Put on the towel. Oh, it's a black unicorn, right? Okay. All right, we're still trying to get to level 16 and more junk scrolls. I mean, this is kind of a reason I dropped these. I wonder if I should just keep bothering. Nevertheless, I'll blank them since I'm doing a blanking operation soon enough. It's better for me to have blank paper lying around than scrolls of identify at this point. All right, so we're going to head upstairs. We're on level 23 still. This level has cursed speed boost. Previous level might have uncursed ones. Okay, that's my notes. Zip it along. Pick up more junk. Another scroll of identify. I will identify the scroll of identify. Moving on up. Was this an ogre king or something? Is he friendly? An ogre lord that is peaceful. Also, oop, I'm in a pit. I'm a dumbass. Sorry. Apply unicorn horn. Ring of stealth that I don't need. What is this, a statue? Yep. For the most part, if I've dropped it, there's a reason. Let's just go up. Who are you? A wumpus. I'll leave it alone. I'll leave the corpse alone, that is. And I'll pick up the junky scrolls. Let's create monster. Interesting. How does that work exactly? I don't remember. Bless scroll of create monster. Does it make many monsters? Does it let you pick the monster? I really don't know the answer to that. Put that in the bag holding. There's definitely a lot of equipment management in this game that you have to be patient with. Oh, good, another gremlin. How are they everywhere? Peaceful. So yeah, I threw that gem at the black unicorn that should have undone all the damage to my luck score by killing the gremlins accidentally. I think I only killed 2 gremlins. And as it turns out, you regenerate your alignment, which is another thing that's penalized quite quickly, just through the normal, natural act of killing things. The natural thing we all do. Up to level 18. Oh, I think that was a either a throne room or like the, what do you call it? David's treasure zoo or something before. What was that ring? I'm curious. Ring of poison resistance. Okay, in other words, garbage. So I'm on level 18 at the moment. Hello. Oh, an ogre lord's attacking me with his unicorn horn. Interesting. That could be something worth polypiling because that can turn into a magic marker. So I'm going to collect that for sure. Identify for the heck of it. Yeah, I got to keep in mind polypile fodder. Definitely unicorn horns are great ones. Or any magical tool can turn into a magic marker via polypiling. All right, this is the level that has the bag of holding I've been searching for. The rogue level. The primitive level. Okay. So let's get that thing. I think it's one of these. That's a cheap plastic imitation of the Amulet of Yendor. Empty, uncursed bag of holding. Yeah, let's get that. Got the cursed one, too. I could grab that one as well. I'll come back to it if I decide to have a use case for it. If I have a use for it. Okay. Hey, that what's going on, Dan? Dan is chatting again. It says, I saw a Nethack type C64 game called Catabacia. Maybe you should play it on your C64 Ultimate stream to unite the disparate C64 Nethack audience. Yeah, that's a great idea, actually. I also have Rogue 64. And there's also the really old roguelike called Sword of Fargol. It's usually considered a roguelike-ish game. And Dan says a classic style roguelike for Commodore 64. Decent 20 floors to recover the Amulet of Yendor and return with it. Yeah, I'd love to check that. I never heard of that one. Catabacia. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to check that out for sure then. Thanks, Dan, for the tip. All right. So we got the bag of holding, and I'm going to put gems into it and money. But first we're going to go to the temple and donate some of my money to get 1 AC and also do some of the whole holy water nonsense and all that. So we're trying to get to 12 for that temple. And I can always just use a fountain to dip stuff in here. Level 15 to make dilutions and whatnot. Is there a chance that things can get cursed from the fountain effect? Sometimes I think I need to just let it go. It's something risky. It's something a little bit risky. Just go for it. But I've been burned by Nethack so many times over the years. And you can never let your guard down with Nethack. Look at the fountain right here, isn't it? Yeah. Spellbook of Healing and Wizard Log. Okay. I kind of dished those thinking I don't really care about them too much. Healing is kind of weak. I guess because it's almost gone from my memory, maybe I should just. I don't know, it's me like over optimizing in a sense. I could just pick it up, and then when I finally forget it, I could just read it, then drop it again. What about Wizard Luck? Is that totally forgotten? No. It's just so useless generally. I mean, it can come in handy, but my key does just as good of a job pretty much. I don't know. I'll just. I mean, those are things I can blank in addition. I can write more spells of my own choosing since I'm about to blank out things anyway. Let's do it. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to grab both of them. I'll blank Wizard Lock. Maybe I can read Healing. I don't know. Usually I try to never be burdened, but I'm dealing with it for now with the expectation that I'll be dumping stuff soon. But the question is, do I want to start using this fountain right away to blank out stuff? It's not always the best way to do it. I think water is usually better. Like you step into a square of water and you make sure you dumped all your stuff aside. Dipping. First, the object gets wet and does appropriate things. Scrolls and spellbooks blank, potions dilute, iron objects rust, etc., etc. Then the special effect can happen. Only a 50% chance if wetting object already caused an effect. Okay, so just wetting the object can cause an effect. I just really don't want, like, curses on my stuff. Maybe curse doesn't happen. I mean, I can always get a water demon, which would give me another wish, which would be pretty fantastic. The snakes aren't going to give me a problem. Early on in the game, it's like a death sentence. Okay, this is... So your dipped item can become cursed. Yeah, what the heck? Let's do it. Let's start dipping stuff. A glass of water on the side for dipping. But thanks for... Yeah, definitely thanks for that tip again, Dan. Check out that roguelike. All right, we're going to dip. Dip. What the heck? There's a lot of stuff to dip here. Let's start with the potions, I suppose. The ones that are garbage. See invisible. Restore ability. Some of these are sometimes useful. But I'm going to go ahead and dump them anyway. What is the thing that... There's one of these very late level games, levels, where it's like there's a portal and it's very difficult to find unless you use like... object detection or something. What is that one? Shoot. Is it like the water plane or something? Finding the portal can be difficult because the portal moves along. Reading a non-curse scroll of gold detection while confused is the safest way. Okay. So maybe I'll just save one gold detection and confusion for that purpose. Do I have confusion? I do have one confusion. A gold detection is actually a scroll, right? Yeah, so I'll save one scroll of that and confusion. All right. That was eating away at me in the back of my mind about what about that. I wonder if object detection would not do the job. Oil can power a lamp. I'm wondering how much I care. It can also be useful as like a Molotov cocktail-ish thing. I guess I'll save the oil. I'm just feeling like maybe it could be useful. Levitation I can alchemize into gain level if I get lucky. All right, so I'll start with these. What are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll ID them all for the heck of it. And let's start dipping. Start with lowercase z, which is see invisible. Oh, there goes the fountain. It's over. Okay. Well, that was silly. All right, but we're going to go up to 12, which also has a fountain. Actually, all 3 levels above me have fountains. Look at that. Okay, that must be the fountain. All right, let's dip that same potion again. It takes 2 dips to turn it into water. So I could be using a lot of potions here, a lot of fountains. Dilutes further. Now this is uncursed water. Too bad it loses blessed status. Next we'll do capital B. Alright, it dilutes. I spot a gem. It's worthless glass, and the fountain dries up. So up we go again, I suppose. I can teleport. There should be another fountain here. Before I was being very stingy with fountain usage, but yeah, let's just go for it. I just had a change of heart. I think I was just being super risk averse, but it looks like when you dip, you shouldn't get items cursed, which is my big concern. Except occasionally the thing you dip itself can get cursed, but whatever, it's fine. Monster detection again. Dilutes further. Now I have more water. Oh, that one became unholy water, so I guess it oh, maybe it became cursed. I don't know. Was it cursed before? When I dipped it, it was uncursed, wasn't it? Maybe that randomly happens sometimes. Let's dip capital E hallucination. Let's dip capital E hallucination again. And the fountain dries up, but it's unholy water again. What's with it? Okay, I mean, it's fine. Once I pray, they'll become holy water, but wonder what the logic is there. What is this 3? Let's put on the towel. Oh, it's an Umber Hulk. Well, let's fight the Umber Hulk. Hello, Umby. You're chewing through the wall here. It escapes upstairs. Ah, it's chicken. Ah, I'll track you down and kill you. All right. Umber Hulker. Straight from D&D. Oh, there's some pools. Yeah, that's right. I was just stepping into these pools before. Should I just do that again? Let's see. The towel. I don't really care about that. Hey there, Verdant Sun. Verdant Sun asks, how are your stats over 18? My archaeologist only maxed 18 except through magic armor. Yeah, so I'm an elf, so my strength max is 18. So your race determines some of these maxes. Dexterity is 2 above 18 because I have a +2 pair of gauntlets of dexterity. Constitution, I believe, maxes out 16. That's why I'm only at that. Intelligence is 25 due to, first of all, I was also in the past drinking some blessed potions of gain ability, which will give every attribute a bump by +1 up to its racial max. I don't know what the racial max is for else for intelligence. I guess 25. But yeah, so I drank some of those potions, and now I also have a +5 Helm of Brilliance, bringing my intelligence to that max of 25. Wisdom got bumped up to 24. Does the Helm of Brilliance do Wisdom too? That might be why. And Charisma is kind of mediocre at 13. So basically, it's the Helm of Brilliance, the Gauntlets of Dexterity, some potions of gain ability. There might have been some other things at play too. I can't remember what. Yeah. So yeah, there's various ways to bump up your stats, essentially. Thanks for asking the question, Verdant Sun, by the way. I always appreciate the interaction. All right, who's this @ sign over here? Okay, so yeah, as long as everybody seems peaceful on this level, I can just step into the pool, I guess. Here's another black unicorn. Interesting. There's a gremlin. There are some non-peaceful things, but I think I'll be fine. This gremlin is peaceful. What is this, a monkey? Owlbear. I can just kill him off. He can try to hug me while I'm cloaked with my greasy cloak, and he'll slip. Let's go kill that guy because I just feel like doing it. Hi, Owlbear. You want to hug me? Let's see if he can try to hug me. I don't know if the grease wears off, so I'm just going to kill him. Like, I was tempted to say, let's let him grab me and just to see the message of him slipping, but I'm not sure if the grease expires. Kill that giant beetle. All right, so let's head to the altar here. Is this a temple level? Yeah, it's a temple, so I can donate money. I'm teleporting right now. Do the teleport control. All right, bag of tricks, that's garbage. Wormtooth, garbage. Yeah, Troll's Bane is pretty much garbage. So what's the math here? 18, what do we say, 7,200? I better verify. 18 times 400 should be 7,200. Let me just verify that 400 is the right number to be multiplying by here. I'm like 99% sure. And it is. Okay, you donate 400, at least 400 times your level. So let's take out 7,200 from ye old bag of holding. And yeah, I'll get that final bonus XP. The Priestess of Anhur asks you for a contribution for the temple. How much will you offer? 7,200. Ta-da! Gain another intrinsic armor class. So negative 31 is where we're at. And that's the most you can get reasonably via donations. There's like a whole asterisk to that. We're like, well, it's like your probability is 10% each time or whatever. It gets very difficult, basically, and quite expensive. But 9 gains so far. That's the limit. Cool. Now I can stop being tempted to do this anymore because I can't really effectively do it. All right, so the next thing, however, is to we still got to do some dilutions and blankings of scrolls and whatnot. There is another fountain I can hit up before I just step into these pools. Yeah, let's just do it because the effects can be interesting, I guess. Here's a water nymph who zapped herself with a wand of polymorph. Interesting that it had that. That's another one I can use for polypile purposes. Say that 10 times fast, by the way. Polypile purposes. Identify wand of polymorph. It's another 6 charges. Yeah, sure, let's do it. So I'm going to dip more junk in here. Let's dip capital M. Restore ability. You unleash a water demon. Now, that had a chance right there of granting me a wish, but I didn't get lucky. So it's attacking me. That's unfortunate. I could have gotten a wish right there, but it just didn't happen. I mean, it's not like I have a scarcity of wishes this game. I already have wish for 4 or 5 things, and I have 4 more in queue in my wand of wishing. Verdant Sun asks, what's your math formula for AC from Priest? I just use a chart, but I just get 1 to 2 AC. What do you mean by the math formula for AC from Priest? Oh, I see what you mean. From donating to the priest. Yeah, I don't know. It's in the wiki. It's a complicated formula for how many AC you get at once. Typically, you only get 1 at a time, is my experience. But this game, the very first time I did it, I think I got like 3 at once, maybe. And then after that, it was always 1 at a time. So you can look it up in the wiki, but, you know, it's some complicated formula, basically. And so I probably donated, you know, whatever it is, I guess 7 distinct times. It's definitely worthwhile. It's quite, if you want to like maximize your score, though, you might want to consider balancing AC bonuses with money to have on hand, but that's for crazy players. Just for crazy players to min-max that much, I guess. Dip it into the fountain. Let's go with it. All right, we have more water, and let's dip object detection, capital R. Capital R again. Fountain dries up. An urge to take a bath overwhelms you. Now, what was that message? You lost some of your gold in the fountain. Oh, I didn't have any on hand anyway. That's fine. It was all in the bag of holding, so it's safe. All right, so now I've done all the fountain drying up. I mean, again, I was super conservative about that before, but I'm feeling differently. There is another fountain right above me. Nonetheless, I'm going to step into one of these pools. The way to do it is you make sure you're unburdened. You dropped everything that can possibly be damaged. I pretty much just drop everything. And then you, oh, I don't like this crap. The Golden Nagas cast annoying spells. Let's zap it with Magic Missile. Oof. What was I gonna say? Yeah, you just step into the pool. You'll be safe as long as you aren't burdened and you don't care about anything you have on hand being damaged, basically. So I could just drop my stuff in this little corner. Again, let's make sure there's no real threats around, though. It looks like I'm good. All right, so let's take out everything that's destined to be blanked and or diluted. I guess I could have just done this to begin with. I don't know why I bothered with the found. It just felt fun in the moment. I'm gonna be honest. That's what it felt like. All right, we want to blank out amnesia. Create monster can be occasionally useful. I think I have a scroll of create monster and a spell book of it though. So let's just ditch those. Definitely don't want to blank out genocide, although I haven't really been eager to use it too much. Goal detection. That's the one I want to use combined with confusion, we said later, right? All right, so let's get rid of all the identifies because of my spellbook of identify. Plus, I've identified like probably 98% of the objects in the game at this point. It could still be useful, but you know, I get into these mindsets where I'm like, well, what if I read all of my 3 uses of the spellbook of identify, and I really need to identify something later, and nah, you gotta let things go sometimes. All right, scroll of light. Do I want curse to magic mapping? I guess I'll keep it. Can always bless it later, I guess. Okay, that'll be all for the scrolls, I think. What about spell books? Let's see if I still know healing. Spell healing. Do I still know the spell healing? Healing is not gone. Now, can I read it now that it's at 1 to 25%? Or do you have to wait for the spell to be totally gone from your memory before you can read it? That's what I always forget. I forget these details about spell books. It'll have a negative effect if I read it too soon, I feel like. I don't want that to happen. So, yeah. What's about, or just talk about like a success rate or something like this. Failure effects. All right, here we go. Here's this probability of success. Yeah, I don't know that I don't like that I'm not really able to find it clearly. Yeah, I haven't been doing this. You should name it with the turn number of when you read it last, as well as, why did they type? Anyway, I'm going to continue my thought, although this section here disagrees slightly with what I'm about to say, but you can give it the name of the turn where you last read it. Okay, I get it. They say to do that with the whole type because you want to be reminded. Say it's magic missile, right? You want to know, well, I already read magic missile on turn 40,000 or whatever, and it doesn't matter which individual book. You want to associate it with the whole type. So you would name it the type of the turn number, which I haven't done at all yet. I'm going to start doing that from now on. And for the individual spell book, you keep track of how many times you've read it by individually naming it. All right. Safely reading it, blah, blah, blah. And you probably want to stash it. That's probably a good point. I mean, I do have to deal with my encumbrance. I've been cheating by ignoring it being burdened. All right, I don't know. I feel like if you don't read it when it's fully forgotten, you get a negative effect. Part of me is wondering if you can do it when it's almost out, but I'm not really finding a clear answer to that. So I guess I'll just not read healing. The question is, do I want to? I think I'm gonna skip healing. Verdant Sons, I just bless every spell book that solves all my problems. Blessed ones still have a limit of 3, don't they? 3 reads. What does blessing actually do? Well, that'll make it so you don't fail at reading successfully, but I'm not sure if it still works when you're You haven't totally forgotten the spell. I'm just not sure about that. Oh, here we go. Actually, I found this section, I think. Rereading a spell book early, i.e., while you still know the spell and are more than 2,000 turns for forgetting it, has no effect beyond exercising wisdom. I thought I got a negative effect from that before. Okay. Hmm. Well, I don't even know if I'm more than 2,000 for forgetting it. What's the length of your knowledge? 20,000? Yeah. I think I'm getting to the tired portion of my stream. I don't know if I can handle this crunchiness anymore. Yeah, I think that if I am correct that there's a negative effect when you read it before it's forgotten, I think blessed doesn't really help with that. So my idea was I want to just read healing because I've almost forgotten it just to do it, and then I'm probably just going to blank out the spell because healing isn't super useful. It only heals you a little bit. I'd rather have like a extra healing later on or just a pile of healing potions or something. Ah, you got to make calls sometime though in this game, right? So I guess I'll just not read it, and now the debate is do I want to blanket? Think I'll blank Wizard Lock because I just never use it. And I already have a blank spell book. And I still have all the wishes queued up. So maybe I'll just call that good enough. Just that. At some point, I probably should make a stash of spell books, or I don't know. It's it's a complicated game. Anyway, yeah, let's step into the well, let's drop stuff and then step into the pool. So drop everything except what I want to. It's very scary dropping all this stuff. It's always terrifying. And some of the things I probably don't have to, like, I don't think there's any problem with stepping into the pool with this on hand, the Blessed Eye of Ethiopia. But I usually make it a general rule because I feel like I'm going to forget some special case. Like, I'll just drop everything is the idea. Drop everything that I don't want to go and get damaged in the pool. That's the idea. My eye twitches a little bit with nervousness. I'm actually serious. It sounds silly, but like, what did I just do? Oh, went to the previous page, Max. Okay. The rings. I have to take off the slow digestion ring. Wand of Jesus Christ, the one. All right, I'm dropping the wand of death. God, this is the wand. The things that are going through my mind. Like, what if I drop a wand of death that don't have the reflection armor on? Someone picks it up, zaps me. Okay, maybe I should look up if wands can ever be damaged by water. I'm 99% sure not. Let's just review it. So in other words, I'll just keep the wands on my person as an exception. If I confirm they can't be damaged by the water. That'd be like the dumbest death in the world if I just dropped my Silver Dragon Scale Mail and the Wand of Death. Some idiot came along, picked it up, zapped, dead. I would, the cursing you hear out of me, which I try to refrain from doing on my streams, would be pretty terrible. Anyway, water. How do we look at water damage? Okay, the most common effects are rust, metal, and blank scroll and spell books. Yep, yep. Let's look up wand. Wands are safe. It doesn't even mention wand. I know nothing's gonna happen to a wand, right? Just ultra paranoid. Being ultra paranoid. Does water? Yeah. All right. So there's nothing in the water damage wiki entry. There's nothing in the wand page about it getting damaged. So I feel like I should be good. Just steal wand and get rusted, says Verdant. So. Oh, there's a steel wand can get rusted. And the question is, does that matter? Which one is my steel wand? My speed monster. All right, I'm just gonna keep wand. All these wands that I have right now are gonna stay on my person. That's what I'm calling it now. But I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna keep the blessed eye of Ethiopia because amulets can't get messed up either. Right. Let's take off the armor though. I think this is even being overly ridiculous, honestly. All right, and let's take off the ring. Okay, here we go. We're gonna try it again. Dropping the weapon, all the armor. Dropping the one scroll on my person that I care about. Do I care about create monster? No. Full healing I care about for potions. Let's drop all these rings. Gonna keep the wands. Drop all this stuff. That's kind of important. Dropping the look stone is scary too. Okay, well I'm unencumbered now. Oh, I didn't drop the Hawaiian shirt. Oh, whatever. Review it. Blessed Eye of Ethiopia. Light. I'm dropping the eye too. I don't care. Okay, let's take a bath. Sheesh. I know I'm ridiculous. And here comes a number 2. What the heck is that? Put on the blindfold. I don't have the blindfold. That's right. Who are you? Where do you want to be teleported? Stay here. Let me grab the towel. That's fine. It's already a wet towel. Can't see anymore, but I can't see what number 2 is still. That must mean it's something without a brain. So what's walking around without a brain? It could be a zombie or something. Here comes a monkey. A Sasquatch. I'm barehanding battle with a Sasquatch as a wizard. Okay, let's use the magic missile. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's just take my bath. I am not burdened, which is important. Let's just do it. Here we go. Attempt a teleport spell. I don't want to do a teleport spell. Keep me here. What just happened? Teleported me over there because I did something wrong. All right, well, things are blanking out and getting diluted. I guess I'll run over there. Be careful here. How do I I wish I could disable this automatic saving myself with teleport. I guess if I just pick the same spot, it works. I think it said sorry when I hit, like, I don't know, escape or something, and then it made me teleport somewhere random. Let's be a little more careful. Right here. No, that's what does it. If you select the same location, it just says sorry and it picks somewhere else. I guess I could just pick a different water location. So what do we have to do still? We still got a few more things to, a bunch more things to blank out or dilute. Go here. Sorry, that's a sorry too. Now what is this? A blob of some sort? Quivering blob? Gelatinous cube. Oh, interesting. Let's get away from that. That's what I estimated was a zombie. Actually, Jesus Christ. If that gelatinous cube steps over this square here, it could absorb things. Let's kill it. I don't want eating my giant pile of everything. Oh my god. Magic missile, that sucker. I'll eat it in celebration. Okay. Trying this again. Step into the water. I guess what I have to do is just teleport to one square away to avoid the random teleport. All right, things are turning blank. Things are diluting still. Your wet towel gets wetter. Can that actually happen? Is there like degrees of wetness? Or is it just a random message it says every time? That doesn't really mean much. All my paper stuff is blank. I still have the monster detection potion to thoroughly dilute. Elect the energy to teleport. Oh, I just blew all my power from the automatic teleporting. All right, but I'm done here. Christ, it's so nerve-wracking. I'm getting all my stuff right away. Some number 2 is coming by. I'm going to first thing lock the door so number 2 here can't get me. It's probably no big deal. Little W, wear, put on the t-shirt, put on the silver dragon scale mail, put on everything else. All right, now what does this number do? Probably nothing. It's a cat. It's a little kitten. Meow. A large cat, actually. All right. Okay, so let's do this spelly stuff now. Spelly stuff. Coal-lined altar for sure. We're gonna drop. Now my hope is you can do this in one prayer. You can get. I'm hoping I can get holy water as well as be crowned in one go, but I don't know what's gonna happen. It's a roll of the dice. Really only had 6 to bless. I guess it's pretty good though. I mean, I could make more. I mean, kind of went through the whole rigmarole, but I don't know. I guess it's fine. Like I don't know what I was thinking. I know I pretty much already confirmed I'm like only blessed like about 6, but I guess I thought I could get more somehow. Or I'm just used to getting more. Maybe I have. Oh yeah, that's right. I have a bunch of water already here that I wanted to add to the pile. All right, that's fine. That's actually pretty good then. I feel like if you get about 8, 9, 10, that's pretty good. Well, my bag of holding that I actually use is blessed. The one I'm not using is uncursed. I'm going to use it later for a stash, and I'll probably bless it in a moment. I'm responding to Verdant Sun's comment about surprised to see my bag of holding uncursed. All right, so drop all types E, J, and O. Okay, anything else? Might as well put on the ring of slow digestion before I forget. Okay, so I have, it looks like 10 waters of different types. And yeah, I say we pray. Just to make it today. Anything else first? This is, me carefully reviewing everything at every step like an obsessive person. Like an OCD person. Let's pray. Let's just do it. Here we go. Oh, I certainly did not get a boon, let alone the one I was hoping for, but the potions have all been blessed, I believe. And 2 of my scrolls of blank paper are now blessed as well. Ten potions of holy water. Alrighty. Moving right along. I might use one on that uncursed bag of holding just because I want that to be my stash of loot that I run away with at the end of the game. That's my plan. But first, let's put some paper in the bag of holding. There's some that are unknown blessed stats, so let me check those out. Oh, you know what? No, I think it wasn't that it blessed them, Verdant Sun. I think because I had a couple of cursed ones on my person, the prayer uncursed them. I think that's what happened. They didn't get blessed, though. But yeah, you're right to be skeptical of that. Like, wait, you can pray for a blessed blank paper on an altar is what Verdant Sun asked. Yeah, so that's not how it works. It's stuff on your person can become uncursed via prayer. That's what it was. All right. So lost my train of thought. All right, I'm gonna check the unknown less curse status stuff, because why not? All right, so we have one of them is blessed blank paper. Okay, we got 10 portions of holy water. I'm going to use one of them right away on the bag of holding, even if it's maybe not the super best use case for it, but that's fine. Well, it'll be good to have. If I really want to run away with that at the end of the game, I'll be glad it's blessed later. Hold on, what am I doing? I'm dipping the uncursed bag of holding, all right, into one of the holy water. All right, cool, it's blessed. Empty blessed bag of holding. Now I can start stashing my gems in it. This is my loot bag. I'm gonna take them out of my first bag of holding. All right. Just reviewing to make sure there's nothing fancy that I'm forgetting about. Because again, this game has screwed me so many times. The slightest bit of sloppiness in this game will come and get you. Ah! Like that. Oh, God. All right. That's exactly what you said, Virtus Son. Two bag of holding puts you on edge. Well, I might do what I said before. I will recover from my backup because I've been diligent about backing up my computer lately. And I would consider it fair enough to recover from a fat finger like that. However, I would lose everything I've done today. Yeah, I'm just going to stare for a minute. So I will do that another time. I mean, I got to spend the time to recover the file and everything. Shoot. Yeah, that's exactly what Verdant Sun was worried about. I just wanted to take out the gems and put them in the right bag of holding, but I misclicked. So I took all the gems out of the bag of holding, my real one, my main bag of holding. And when I was attempting to put all of the gems in the new bag of holding, somehow I must have hit the original bag of holding. They both exploded. It's pretty much game over here. So that's how I'm gonna play it, though. I basically wasted today. I will try to recover my file. Because I don't want to abandon this. I don't want to abandon this run entirely, and I think it's fine to consider a fat finger or something that you save scum, so to speak. Like what people do often is they'll do what's called save scum, which is when you copy your save file, and in case you die, you copy the file back over, because the game will eliminate your save file. That's how this works. But I was just saying earlier that I think it's fair game if you make a stupid fat finger error just like this to just recover the file. And I'm going to roll with that. But I think, unfortunately, this means my stream is done tonight. No, actually, that's exactly what happened, Verdant Sun. Verdant said at least he didn't blow hundreds of items into oblivion. I did do that. I lost both bags of holding, including all the important items that were in my main one. Just like verifying 100 times here, just in case I'm missing something. But yeah, that's exactly what happened. It's a shame to lose everything that happened today, even if I'm, Well, I didn't die, damn it. I probably could recover from this, but it would just be so long and painful. I'd have to gather up, shit, the Wand of Wishing. Yeah. No. That I could not get it easily again. So, all right. Well, I guess the next stream will be a repeat. It's kind of funny in a way because I'll be doing the same sorts of things, but you could see like perhaps there'll be a little bit of variance in and how the events unfold. Like, when I dip something into a fountain, maybe a water demon will give me a wish this time or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, again, I do have a file I can recover. And what I got recently was a new network attached storage device, which they call a NAS. And so I've been having, I'm using Mac OS. I have it automatically I have Time Machine set up to automatically save everything. So I'm always good with my backups. And I can even pick different versions of files and things like that, and directories. So yeah, I can definitely recover that way, but I'll lose everything from today, as I've said about 18 times. But yeah, Dan said, you promised not to die when I wasn't watching. That was your jinx. But hey, I didn't die technically. And Vernon's son said, so many times I wanted to save scum for moments like this, but I don't know how. So I just struggle through. Yeah. Yeah. So it's my, I like to think of it like, if I don't like save scumming, if I'm like about to start a difficult area, right? I don't want to say, well, in case I die, I can save scum. But I don't like to play like that. But however you like to play, it's fine, of course. But again, I set my boundaries earlier. I'm okay with recovery from a backup if something like this happens. And I wish the game would just let you undo the occasional fat finger somehow. I don't. In a sense, it has to balance like the surprise of doing something like that, right? With user experience. Good user experience. Nethack doesn't generally favor good user experience. It'll just screw you. But again, the newer version 3.7 that's coming out one of these days, it does add more prompts like that. Like if you are about to step into water accidentally, it'll prompt you. Do you really want to do that? But it's funny how there was a Reddit thread exactly about this, and somebody was saying they wish they had a bag of holding prompt for that thing. And I actually replied saying, well, I kind of wish the game would prompt you for anything your character should intuitively know not to do. Like no person is going to accidentally step into a lake. That's right next to him. No person is going to accidentally eat an orc corpse that's rotten and crawling with maggots, right? That shouldn't happen. But the bag of holding thing, would your character know that this magical explosion is going to happen? Maybe not. But yeah, here's the actual Reddit post I'm talking about. Someone said, if you could remove one unfair aspect from the game, what would it be? And this guy says, oh, I'll start. Bag of holding explosion. That's it. Probably the biggest middle finger the game gives to players. It forces you to interact with it in a special heightened awareness, hyper careful, methodical nature each and every time. One slip up and you lose everything, the whole lot, all gone in an instant, etc., etc. So it's kind of funny that this came up. But yeah, that's how I'm going to play it. I'm going to recover my file. And next time I play, which may be 2 weeks from now, I'm kind of trying to alternate between Nethack and something else. I will essentially redo this whole stream. I'm trying to think, did I ever get like any specially good fortune anywhere throughout this game that might not reproduce? It could be the nurse won't spawn. If the nurse doesn't spawn, I won't be able to hang out with her on Medusa's island and get all that extra hit points. Vernon's son says accidentally lake stepping sucks, but bag of holding explosion is #1. Yeah, I agree with you, man. And Dan the man says run this game on some sort of emulator. Maybe save game states, or if you play on a virtual machine, you could probably just snapshot the computer intervals, just brainstorming how I might save scum. I mean, you can always just repeatedly back up the file. It's kind of awkward though. Part of me says I don't like the idea of it if it were too easy to rewind, like in an emulator of some sort, because then when I legit die, I might be tempted to undo it and not deal with it like a man. But I mean, you could say I should deal with this eventuality as a man, as a NetHack man. But maybe that's something to consider, loading it in a VM of some sort that lets me rewind, or emulator that lets me rewind. What would I need to do that? I don't know what emulator can. I mean, I've played like old console emulators that let me rewind, like NES or whatever. I don't know if there's like, say, I mean, Nethack runs on so many things, but I'm playing it native to Mac OS right now, so I would need something like for the save file. I don't know if you can interchange them between OSs, so I don't think I can just like load DOSBox, and I don't know if DOSBox has rewind, but I don't know. I get your point, Dan, for sure. All right, so I guess I'll redo this stream most likely in 2 weeks. And next week, I might play with the Commodore 64 Ultimate game again for the old games on a weekday stream. A very disappointing ending here, but it's hilarious though. It's I mean, yeah. To me, it's a user interface thing, and I wish I could say, I kind of get that the game should automatically warn you about this particular eventuality, because in a sense, it's like a spoiler, right? It shouldn't warn you about something bad that you might not know. But I kind of wish you could program it to say, like, here are the things you shouldn't let me do, or you should prompt me for. Because you can sort of program some of those things. Like you can have not for a prompt, I don't think, but you can say when I'm running through a level, stop me if any of these messages appear. But it'd be cool if you could program in your character, your game config, something like, don't let ever put a bag of holding in another one. There actually is a small chance it works sometimes, and you can nest them to like make extra effective. Like they kind of multiply. It's hard to get right, but I think the idea is if you had so many bags of holding that you don't care if you lose some, and you have nothing in them, you can try nesting them, and there's like a small chance when you nest them that it might be like essentially, I don't know, something like, to make up some math, everything inside the nested bag of holdings has 1/8 of the weight instead of 1/4. Something along those lines. There's a whole like, discussion about it in the wiki entry. And Dan says, I like how you were nerve-wracked when taking a bath defenseless. All right, that's fair enough. I part of the appeal of this game is that it's so dangerous, and it makes you like, be careful, and it's satisfying when you pull off a win. So I definitely don't want to generally save scum. But let's pull up that bag of holding page, because I'm kind of interested in how the nesting can work, just for the heck of it. So I wonder if I could have gotten lucky there, and it would have nested and made my stuff very lightweight. That's interesting. Here's where it talks about that nesting bags of holding. It's possible, although risky, to first put items that would ordinarily cause a bag of holding to explode into sacks or oilskin sacks, and then place them into the bag of holding without causing an explosion. In general, nesting, 2 nested bags of holding at most are useful. The payload is limited by your ability to lift the innermost bag, not by the outermost weight. And you risk an explosion each time you place the nested inner. I'm not really following the logic here, but you can nest them, and there's an explosion probability. And so for number of sacks 2, there's a 3/4 chance of explosion. So a 1/4 chance of probability. So I guess just there I had a 25% chance of it not failing. Is that what I'm seeing here? Interesting thing is, the more you do it, it looks like the probability gets better for you. So you can actually have, for example, 8 nested sacks, if I'm understanding correctly. At that point, there's only a 9 in 128 chance of it exploding. If they do not explode, the effect of the 2 bags will be cumulative. As expected, if both are blessed, any items in the innermost bag will have their weight reduced to about 1/16. So that's kind of amazing if you can pull it off. But I'm not sure. Do you have to put all the items in the one that you're going to nest inside the outer one first? Or can you nest them and then start putting bags in and taking them out? I'm not really sure entirely. It's kind of complicated when you start reading all this. All right, so yeah, I guess it's time to say goodnight. Man, Verdant Sun says, wait, if you put a bag inside a bag, it will act as protection like grease. Did say something like that. If you put items that would ordinarily cause a bag of holding to explode into sacks, oilskin sacks, and then place them in the bag of holding without... Yeah, so I think you can... I think it's saying you could put, for example, a wand of cancellation into maybe an oilskin sack or whatever, and put that oilskin sack into the bag of holding without causing an explosion. So it says risky but not possible, though risky. I wonder if it's the same odds as the nested bag of holding. Maybe this is the same chart for all the, because notice it says sacks, not bag of hold, number of sacks. So maybe it's for all sacks when you put them in. I don't know. That's terribly disappointing, though. I felt like it was a productive session until that moment. And what I did was a little more poly piling. I don't think I got anything amazing from the poly piling. I was satisfied with the Scroll of Genocide, though, I got from poly piling, and 2 enchant armors. So when I redo this, I probably won't luck into another Scroll of Genocide, probably. And who knows about the enchant armor. Yeah. So the things I lucked into were basically those scrolls, and the nurse, I think, was probably generated during this game, so she might not generate again. Otherwise, though, you know, the rest should be the same pretty much. I can avoid accidentally killing gremlins, which is good. Hopefully, I avoid doing this again. Yeah. And what does Dan the Man say about Catabatia? And she said, at least with Catabatia, Rogue 64, a Lord of Dragon Spire, lots of good roguelike games for good old 64. Simpler joystick-based gameplay should be a bit more action-y, faster pace, I would guess. Yeah, true. I mean, I'm not going to say this is the single most slow-paced roguelike. I play it slow-paced because I feel I always have to look up things in the wiki, and if I ever don't take my time, I just mess up. But or this could happen, regardless. But yeah, it's a different kind of roguelikes for sure. I enjoyed playing Fatal Labyrinth that time. When was that? About a year ago, maybe? I played through Fatal Labyrinth for Genesis. That was fun and satisfying to complete, because I always find it satisfying when I can beat a game today that I did not beat back in the day. And Fatal Labyrinth is a perfect example of that. All right. It's actually funny because I have a high number of viewers for my little channel. So it's like I could keep filibustering here and keep you guys acting. Nah, it's stupid. All right. So yeah, I'll say good night now. So yeah, my schedule is on Saturdays I do my everything but retro gaming streams, but sometimes I let retro gaming seep into that. Let's face it, I'm a retro gamer. Okay, I'm gonna admit it. But normally this stream I call Old Games on a Weekday. I do it usually on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and my plan is to alternate playing Nethack with something else. The Commodore 64 Ultimate's been super hot. Everybody's enjoying that. I'm enjoying it, so I'm probably going to do some more of that next week. This Saturday, I will either be playing... Well, I might not be home, because my friend Andy, who often joins these streams, is having me over to play games. However, there's a whole public transit issue that may deter me from going. I'm not giving up yet, Andy, if you're watching, but I might. I have to look at all my options and see if it's going to be like a 2+ hour commute or what. So we'll see on that. But if I'm not hanging out with Andy, I'm probably going to continue playing the Dawn of the Dead board game that I've been playing with Rob Bob. We had a game in progress. It's actually to my left right here. It's still on my desk. The game is still set up, Dawn of the Dead. So we might play that if I'm available. But then that's pretty much everything, yeah. All right. So thanks for hanging out with me, folks like Dan the Man and Verdant Sun. Good chatting to you. Good chatting with you. And Ryan had to say goodnight earlier. Thanks to Nitin Ichimusai, aka Arturo. I don't know if Eric Johnson's still hanging out, but thanks for joining as always, Eric. And thanks. Oh, hey there, 0975. He was chatting with me during the last Commodore 64 Ultimate stream. It was good chatting with you then and tonight as well. All right, that's about everybody. So I'll see you guys next time. Good night and take care.